Chapter 639 Lin Yuan's Threat Level, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _2 Human civilization is such, the insect race is such, the Tianyu clan is also such. The gentle mother of the tree realm looked at the young ancient tree, a unique life form in the universe, which had no concept of kin after growing to the 11th rank. Until the birth of this young ancient tree. The young ancient tree was not nurtured by the mother of the tree realm but birthed from the tree realm itself, just like the situation when the mother of the tree realm was born. Mother, the young ancient tree likewise emitted psychic waves with a hint of confusion. You said our tree realm species has talents and qualifications that truly surpass all beings in the universe? That is naturally so, the vast mother of the tree realm said with a smile. The universe is vast, fostering endless lives, but our tree realm species, unique and singular, naturally surpasses all other beings in talent and qualifications. What about the supreme beings? The young ancient tree immediately asked. The supreme beings did not wish to force the mother of the tree realm because she possessed the ability not to give any advantage to the supreme beings, but in terms of strength and other aspects, the mother of the tree realm was still far inferior to the supreme beings. Supreme beings, the mother of the tree realm suddenly fell silent. There are many supreme beings in the universe who have not experienced as many years as it. Supreme beings are an exception, the mother of the tree realm thought. Becoming a supreme being has little to do with talents and qualifications. However, below the supreme beings, our tree realm species definitely looks down upon everything. Perhaps some other special life forms in the universe have talents and qualifications not weaker than our race, at most slightly stronger, but overall, they are on the same level. The mother of the tree realm said confidently. But mother, not long ago, an envoy from the insect race asked me to create an avatar to go to the Shenhuang secret realm to confront the galactic star lord of human civilization. The young ancient tree immediately began to speak. The mother of the tree realm nodded, knowing nothing of the galactic star lord, whose rise was too rapid, less than 100 years. Most of the time, the mother of the tree realm maintained a substantial difference in the flow of time from the outside world to extend her lifespan. The lifespan of the tree realm species is frighteningly long, but without becoming a supreme being, they are ultimately just lives in the river of time, unable to achieve eternity. The last time she woke up was 1,000,000 years ago. The result is that my avatar died at the hands of the galactic star lord, and the opponent did not use any external force, the young ancient tree said with a hint of confusion. Even after watching the video of the galactic star lord in action, when it actually faced the galactic star lord, it began to doubt. Are you really the special life form or is it the galactic star lord? Died at the hands of the galactic star lord? The mother of the tree realm fell silent. The opponent did not use any external force? Here, external force refers to higher-level secret treasures or life-saving items. Like the time black hole of Mudwa Traveler. Galactic Star Lord. The mother of the tree realm immediately extended her consciousness beyond the tree realm, beginning to receive all the events that occurred during her dormant period, including the numerous reports about the Galactic Star Lord. Broke the 8th layer myth. The youngest 9th rank in the history of human civilization. Child. After a long time, the mother of the tree realm finally emitted psychic waves again. Don't worry about the Galactic Star Lord. What use is a high talent and qualification for the Galactic Star Lord? As long as he doesn't become a supreme being, he definitely won't outlive you. The mother of the tree realm thought for a while and finally came up with a comforting reason. The lifespan of the tree realm species, unbelievably long, even for the 9th rank young ancient tree, spans beyond what normal 11th rank life could experience by hundreds, even thousands of times. The Galactic Star Lord won't outlive me. The ancient tree felt somewhat unsettled upon hearing this. The Tianyu clan. Many 10th rank and 11th rank godlords watched the video footage in front of them. It was Lin Yuan in the Shenhuang secret realm, slaying children of the tree realm, Dragon Scale King, and other legendary 9th rank scenes. In this battle, the spatial layers created by the Galactic Star Lord indeed amounted to around 200 million, consistent with the strength displayed when killing Hunyi, one of them said. Additionally, the Galactic Star Lord also mastered an eruption-type secret skill that can, for a short time, unleash more than double his own strength. Such eruption-type secret skills should have significant drawbacks. Otherwise, with the strength of the Galactic Star Lord, he should have continued to pursue. But he didn't, instead watching helplessly as our clan's warriors escaped into the inner area. A series of 10th rank and 11th rank godlords of the Tianyu clan, based on the video footage, attempted to deduce detailed information about the Galactic Star Lord. They paid a significant price to invite a legendary 9th rank to enter the Shenhuang secret realm, all to test the ultimate limits of the Galactic Star Lord. For better targeting the Galactic Star Lord in future large-scale battlefields. In the eyes of the many 10th rank and 11th rank godlords of the Chanyu clan, the Galactic Star Lord will inevitably shine on the large battlefield in the future. Not understanding the true limits of the Galactic Star Lord's strength now would only lead to greater losses in the future. Based on the current strength of the Galactic Star Lord, if he steps into the 10th rank achieving a transformational leap, his threat level in a millennium will reach Grade B. Extending the timeline, there is a high probability he will reach Grade A within 5,000 years, one of the 11th rank godlords said. Whether it's the evolvers of human civilization or the mightiest among other races, upon reaching the 10th rank level of life, the strength disparity does not have a specific standard. Like 9th rank levels, which are differentiated according to the number of spatial layers initiated. Chapter 640 Lin Yuan's Threat Level, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _3 Fusing the space rules with some basic rules is a prerequisite for breaking through from 8th layer to 9th layer, and at the 10th layer one needs to fuse even more rules. Apart from the rule of time, other pillar rules can also be attempted for fusion. For example, the life and death samsara rule, formed from the fusion of the pillar rules of life and death, has astonishing killing power, and no amount of spatial layers can block it. Of course, whether it is the rule of life or the rule of death, both are pillar rules, and the fusion between pillar rules is by no means a simple matter. Therefore, the strength of life at the 10th layer has no specific standard and is assessed solely based on the level of threat posed. The major cosmic races use a unified standard to categorize the threat level of 10th layer life into 6 levels. Grade A, Grade B, Grade C, Grade D, Grade E, and Grade F. Life that has just stepped into the 10th layer generally falls at Grade F level, having opened millions of spatial layers and still being in the initial stage of rule fusion. Let alone the fusion between pillar rules, even the fusion between a pillar rule and an ordinary rule, they only have that one kind achieved upon breaking through to the 9th layer. Among 10th layer life, Grade F is the weakest and Grade A is the strongest. Generally, a Grade A 10th Wrangler has fused 2 kinds of pillar rules, and some extremely powerful Grade A entities have even fused the rule of time with some ordinary rule. The fusion of a pillar rule with an ordinary rule does not necessarily require full comprehension of that pillar rule. Just like the fusion of space rules with ordinary rules, one only needs to understand the space rules partially to proceed with the fusion. Just stepped into 10th layer, and within 1,000 years has reached Grade B threat level, and within 5,000 years, there's a good chance of reaching Grade A threat level? Many godlords present at the scene felt suffocated. The 11th rank godlord who had spoken rated the Galaxy Master too highly. I am simply extrapolating based on the Galaxy Master's current strength and growth rate in the past, which led me to this conclusion, said the 11th rank godlord, whose tone remained calm, but his heart was also in turmoil. How long had it taken him when he first stepped into 10th layer to reach Grade A? This is also a good thing, having knowledge in advance of the Galaxy Master's future strength. At this moment, another 11th rank powerhouse spoke up. Whether it was Grade B or Grade A 10th rank, knowing made them easier to handle, at least making it possible to take targeted measures. If they hadn't probed this time, they would not have known the specific strength of the Galaxy Master after stepping into the 10th layer. What if they dispatched Grade D or Grade C 10th rank to confront him in a large-scale battlefield? Wouldn't that be sending them to their doom? Even the weakest Grade F at the 10th layer level is the elite foundation of a clan, and can't be sacrificed lightly. This is still the case for peak clans. For a powerful clan, 10th layer life is the mainstay of the clan. Shenhuang's secret realm. Lin Yuan's figure disappeared, arriving at the deepest part of the secret realm. At the same time he was sensing every little detail within the secret realm, especially in the inner area where many alien strong ones had fled to. In order not to reveal too much strength and to conceal the fact that he had become the master of the Shenhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan could not kill these 9th rank alien race directly. He could only wait until the secret realm closed, let them be wiped out by the secret realm at once, and then collect the corpses himself. 8,792 9th rank aliens. Lin Yuan easily determined the number of aliens in the inner area through his control over the secret realm. With so many 9th rank aliens, how much loot will they bring me? A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Ever since the Shenhuang secret realm opened, there were over 200 9th tier secret treasures obtained by those who attempted to stay within the realm and were subsequently eradicated. It might not seem like a lot, But those ninth-rank alien strong ones who tried to remain in the secret realm had all prepared for death and had taken their treasures out through various means. So, in total, there were less than 300 ninth-tier secret treasures. However, the situation with the over 8,000 ninth-rank alien race beings who hid in the inner areas was different. They had made absolutely no preparations at all, and the secret treasure weapons they carried were still with them. Although they weren't too precious, the sheer quantity was overwhelming. Just perfect. Cultivating the Shenhuang physique, what I lack the most is all kinds of resources, be it secret treasures or weapons. All of them can serve as nourishment for the Shenhuang physique. Lin Yuan thought to himself. The three great Tao-protecting secret skills of the profound yellow lineage, known for the unyielding and undying Shenhuang physique, required a vast number of Shenhuang crystals for cultivation, in addition to various other resources. Secret treasures and weapons could all be devoured and then transformed into the foundation of the Shenhuang physique. With abilities like Mysterious Yellow Strike and Steps of Space and Time, Lin Yuan could also rely on his heaven-defying perception to quickly cultivate them to the level of grand perfection. But Shenhuang physique, at its essence, was an accumulation of resources, and this aspect couldn't rely solely on perception. A substantial investment of resources was essential. Lin Yuan wasn't just cultivating the Shenhuang physique with his true body. His two primordial spirits also needed to cultivate the Shenhuang physique, making the demand for resources evident. But with the contribution of nearly 10,000 beings from different species, Lin Yuan was convinced that his progress in cultivating the Shenhuang physique would be swift. In fact, even if Lin Yuan obtained those secret treasure weapons, he couldn't easily reveal them without risking identification. Therefore, he simply decided to use them all as nourishment for the Shenhuang physique, saving himself the trouble of acquiring other resources to supply the cultivation of this secret technique. The most pressing matter now is to refine the core of the secret realm as quickly as possible. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, with the yellowish crystal floating before him. Even when he had acted against the children of the tree realm and other legendary ninth-rank beings not long ago, Lin Yuan maintained the refining of the core of the secret realm. The powerful onlookers all thought that in order to suppress the children of the tree realm among the four legendary ninth ranks, Lin Yuan had gone all out, sparing no effort to unleash secret techniques. Little did they know that Lin Yuan was merely toying with them, utilizing only 2 billion out of the more than 20 billion spatial layers he occupied. As for a burst secret technique, Mysterious Yellow Strike, once mastered, would become permanent, enabling every strike to unleash power beyond one's own limits. Besides consuming a bit more energy, it required no other price to pay. The reason he didn't pursue to kill was just taking advantage of the situation. Those ninth-rank alien strong ones who fled to the inner area would sooner or later be eradicated by the secret realm, and their treasure weapons and even corpses would all end up in Lin Yuan's hands. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, a year had gone by, and Lin Yuan's refining of the core of the secret realm was approaching its final moment. Chapter 641 Shenhuang above. End of this volume. Please subscribe. In the deepest part of the Shenhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, a Shenhuang-colored crystal slowly undulating in front of him. At this moment, Lin Yuan was on the verge of completely refining the core of the secret realm, just a hair's breadth away. It would take at most half an hour or at the longest several days to fully refine it. By then, Lin Yuan would take control of the Shenhuang secret realm, achieving something that even the supreme beings longed for but couldn't obtain. The supreme beings from all the peak clans in the main universe, along with solitary supreme beings and every 12th rank life, all covetously eyed the Shenhuang secret realm. Every time the secret realm opened, several supreme beings attempted to lock onto its coordinates. Other supreme beings who didn't make a move would observe in secret. Should any variability occur, they could arrive in an instant. One could imagine how much the supreme beings valued the Shenhuang secret realm. This included the 9 supreme beings of human civilization. This was also why Lin Yuan was reluctant to reveal that he was the new master of the Shenhuang secret realm. He didn't even wish to disclose much to human civilization itself. It wasn't that he was wary of human civilization, but some things are better left unsaid to avoid undesirable outcomes. Once Lin Yuan stepped into Tier 12, proclaiming this matter would carry no risks. This Shenhuang secret realm is not an independent, complete world, Lin Yuan mused, brushing up against the essence of the secret realm as he was on the brink of fully refining its core. The Shenhuang secret realm existed dependent on the main universe, sharing the same rule of time. Xuanhuang's methods are indeed unfathomable, Lin Yuan murmured after carefully sensing it for a while. The Shenhuang secret realm was hidden deep within the countless spatial layer gaps of the main universe, beyond the reach of even the supreme beings. Why was that? It was because the Shenhuang secret realm was almost merged into one with the main universe. Only by leveraging the vastness of the main universe could these supreme beings be thwarted in their attempts. With Xuanhuang's methods, he definitely could have created a complete, independent world. But doing so would prevent it from merging with the main universe, and it would have been only a matter of time before the supreme beings locked onto its coordinates. It's like suddenly having a black dot appear on a sheet of white paper, which would be quickly noticed, no matter how small the dot is because it contrasts so greatly with the white background. But if a white dot appeared on the same white paper, hidden by the light, it would become much harder to discover. In front of entities like the 12th rank lives that supreme beings are, whether the Shenhuang secret realm is an independent world makes no difference once the coordinates are locked. Oh. Can I sense the presence of Shenhuang secret realms in other, incredibly distant locations? Lin Yuan wondered, having a breakthrough in his mind through the core of the secret realm. The Shenhuang secret realms seemed to have certain connections with each other. However, it was merely a faint connection as each secret realm sat in a different universe, too far apart from one another. Unless one was a supreme being, even life forms of Tier 11 could not traverse such distances. And for supreme beings, after having control over one Shenhuang secret realm, the others didn't offer them much advantage. The real allure of the Shenhuang secret realms for supreme beings lay in the heritage left by Shenhuang, as well as the 3 Dao protecting secret skills. As for the rest, some Shenhuang crystals, or possibly 9th rank or 10th rank secret treasures. Those weren't worth a supreme being's effort to travel across universes. The Shenhuang evolutionary path since the disappearance of Shenhuang has not given rise to an ultimate existence. Lin Yuan stroked his chin, his thoughts wavering. The threshold of the Shenhuang evolutionary path was too high, making it too difficult to disseminate and impossible to take the ultimate leap without relying on oneself. In the era of Shenhuang, there was no notion of spreading one's evolutionary path. The idea of leveraging the power of all beings as a boost for the ultimate leap didn't emerge until after Shenhuang vanished. Whether or not the Shenhuang evolutionary path had an ultimate existence affected Lin Yuan very little. He had never planned to become a supreme being through the Shenhuang evolutionary path. For Lin Yuan, the Shenhuang evolutionary path was at most a source of insight to be studied and learned from. He intended to extract its essence and integrate it into himself. To Lin Yuan, the Shenhuang evolutionary path held various uncertainties. For instance, what if one relied on this evolutionary path to become a supreme being, and then Shenhuang suddenly returned? Could there be 2 ultimates on a single evolutionary path? What would happen then? A clash of great Daos between 2 ultimate existences? Would one ultimate become nourishment for the other? Of course, the probability of such an event was minuscule, even negligible. The hopes for Xuanhuang's return were virtually non-existent. But a risk was still a risk. Having his own martial path evolutionary path, which he created from scratch, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't choose the former path. The martial path evolutionary path was currently at the 9th rank, but with his against heaven's understanding Lin Yuan was confident he could evolve it to the 12th rank. Or even higher. Continue cultivating the Shenhuang physique. Lin Yuan flipped his right hand, and a fist-sized Shenhuang crystal appeared, before being ground into powder and assimilating into his body. The secret technique of cultivating the Shenhuang physique didn't consume much heart force. Lin Yuan only needed to continually operate the Shenhuang physique secret technique, absorbing the Shenhuang crystal along with various secret treasure weapons. Rustle, rustle. Moments later, the fist-sized Shenhuang crystal was completely absorbed. Lin Yuan then took out another piece. This Shenhuang physique does consume quite shockingly, Lin Yuan sighed in his mind. In these 5 years, just cultivating the secret technique had consumed an amount of Shenhuang crystal equivalent to millions of cubic cosmic crystals. Millions of cubic cosmic crystals, which was the equivalent of an entire fortune of a 9th rank myriad heavy realm powerhouse. And for Lin Yuan, it only lasted 5 years. Of course, despite such consumption, the results had been extremely gratifying. Chapter 642 Shenhuang above. End of this volume. Please subscribe. _2 Now Lin Yuan's Shenhuang physique has yet to be cultivated to a minor achievement. Despite this, the strength of his physical body has directly doubled. It is known that Lin Yuan's physical body, amplified by the mysterious gourd, is already nearly 20 times that of a normal power of the same rank. On a 20-fold base to then double again. Lin Yuan felt that with just the boundless power of his blood and qi, he might be able to penetrate numerous spatial layers and suppress the opening of tens of millions of spatial layers of a unique ninth rank. The martial path evolutionary path has always been adept at strengthening the body, and physically it tends to be more formidable than other evolvers of the same rank, let alone with the boost from the mysterious gourd. Besides, the amplification of his Buddha strength is only one aspect. Upon cultivating the primordial yellow physique, an aura known as protective Xian Huang light instinctively emanates from his body. This aura may not be like the elemental body, which directly immunizes against 90% of attacks at the same rank. But as long as the protective Xian Huang light remains unbroken, Lin Yuan will not suffer any injury, whether it's a physical attack and attack by laws, or even other more mysterious assaults. All will be blocked by the protective Xian Huang light. Protective Xian Huang light, blood rebirth, elemental body, origin clock. These are currently Lin Yuan's 4 main defensive measures. Of course, the origin clock resides with his true self, but even relying on the first 3, Lin Yuan's defenses have nearly reached the pinnacle of the 9th rank. It is estimation that even common 10th rank powerhouses would fail to break through Lin Yuan's defenses. Virtual world. Lin Yuan was chatting with his parents. By the way, Xiao Yuanyi is planning to get married. Lu Qiong immediately shared the joyful news with Lin Yuan. Lin Yi is planning to marry? Lin Yuan was slightly startled. So soon? He had indeed heard that his sister was dating someone, and that the two got along very well, but he hadn't expected things to progress so quickly to the point of discussing marriage. What's early? She's already in her 90s. And you, Xiao Yuan, are already over 100 years old. Lu Qiong rolled her eyes and brought up Lin Yuan's age. Over 100 years old? Lin Yuan came back to his senses, momentarily lost in thought. Evolvers have a prolonged lifespan. Even those of the first and second ranks, with the help of biotechnology, can easily live for several hundreds to thousands of years. But his parents were ordinary people before and through the human civilization's standard means, a typical citizen could generally live past 200 years, so marrying in the 90s was considered late. Is Lin Yi's boyfriend that lad from the Xia family? Asked Lin Yuan. Yes, Xia Karen is honest, loyal, and dependable. Yi will surely lead a good life with him, Lu Qiong said gleefully. Honest? Loyal and dependable? Lin Yuan remained silent. The Xia family was a great clan within human civilization, known as the Xia family, with a history of producing citizens above the 8th layer. This generation even boasted an 11th rank powerhouse. Being born in such a clan hardly associates with being honest or faithful. Even the fact that he could marry Lin Yi might be a political marriage, aim being Lin Yi's brother Lin Yuan himself. However, Lin Yuan was not concerned about these matters. At his level of prominence, attracting the attention of myriad powers, finding a simple relationship was simply unrealistic. And since the Xia family had a rather good reputation, marrying Lin Yi would mean that even if something unexpected happened to Lin Yuan, his parents would at least have a backing. Have Lin Yi's boyfriend come to see me, Lin Yuan said after some thought. Generally, he would be reluctant to meet people from other powers, as it was overly trouble and complex. But regarding his sister's marriage, Lin Yuan still intended to take an interest. Less than 10 minutes later, a handsome young man appeared together with Lin Yi. Brother, Lin Yi greeted with a radiant smile. Xia Karen, I have seen the Galaxy Master, the handsome young man beside her said with a hint of nervous respect. As a direct member of the Xia family, Xia Karen would normally feel quite confident even facing evolvers of the 7th or 8th rank. But the Galaxy Master? Before getting involved with Lin Yi, the ancient 11th rank patriarch of the Xia family had personally summoned Karen, repeatedly instructing him that if it was just for fun, he must not choose the sister of the Galaxy Master. With so many women in human civilization, even many female members of different species, the Xia family, given its heritage, would not care. However, when it came to the sister of the Galaxy Master, they absolutely could not cause any negative impact. Otherwise, it could bring a catastrophic effect to the Xia family. The serious attitude of his ancient forebearer made Xia Karen truly understand the weight of the Galaxy Master. Xia Karen? Lin Yuan smiled faintly. Your Xia family has made significant contributions to human civilization. Those are all matters of the past, Xia Karen quickly replied, with no intention to boast at all. Although from the Xia family, Xia Karen had received a proper education from a young age and did not give off any sense of arrogance or conceit. Lin Yi is not like the scions of the great evolutionary families. I hope that after you marry she won't have to suffer any grievances, Lin Yuan said with a smile, looking at Xia Karen. Under Lin Yuan's gaze, Xia Karen felt an invisible pressure. Despite the separation of the virtual world, a shiver still ran through his heart. I will treat ye well, Xia Karen immediately promised. At the same time he thought to himself, the Galaxy Master gives me the same feeling as our ancient ancestor. No wonder he told me to be very careful with Yi. His pursuit of Lin Yi was indeed influenced by the Galaxy Master, but more than that, Karen genuinely liked Lin Yi. If it wasn't for genuine affection, the ancient 11th rank patriarch of the Xia family would never have allowed Karen to continue the relationship with Lin Yi. Chapter 643 Shen Huang above, end of this volume. Please subscribe. _3 The Galaxy Master. Such powerful beings, although they do not possess mind reading, can still see through someone's inner thoughts with ease. To dislike her and yet marry Lin Yi would have been enough to incur the disdain of the Galaxy Master. Therefore, even if the Xia family eagerly wished to establish a connection with the Galaxy Master, they would ponder repeatedly over the choice of candidate, making sure to avoid any mistakes. Brother, Karen really likes me, Lin Yi immediately said. I know, Lin Yuan nodded. Through their recent interaction, Lin Yuan had also sensed that Xia Karen truly had genuine feelings for Lin Yi. But emotions like affection are destined not to last forever, and as Lin Yi's brother, it was essential to give the other person some reminders and warnings. The Xia family must understand this as well. The wedding of Lin Yi and Xia Karen took place the next day. The venue was in the virtual world, where numerous powers of human civilization and countless guests all flocked to attend. Not only because one party of the wedding was the sister of the Galaxy Master, but also because the Xia family's power was deeply rooted and intricate. The union of the two powerful entities was bound to have a significant impact. The main branch of the human Xia family marrying the sister of the Galaxy Master, one side with limitless potential, the other an influential and established power. This marriage alliance, TSK, how did the Xia family get so lucky to actually establish a connection with the Galaxy Master? The guests at the wedding kept discussing. With the news of the Galaxy Master in the Shenhuang secret realm spreading, even a fool could see that the Galaxy Master's future potential was at least at tier 11. Since time immemorial, the most talented individual of human civilization, who at tier 8 defeated invincible tier 8 beings as easily as slaughtering chickens, and at tier 9 killed special tier 9 beings just as effortlessly. Such an extraordinary individual would inevitably receive full support for their cultivation from human civilization, and very likely have the opportunity to challenge the status of a supreme being in the future. Should they successfully become a supreme being, wouldn't the human Xia family as in-laws ascend to the heavens in one step? Of course, becoming a supreme being is not easy, but even if unable to step into tier 12, to reach the peak of tier 11 was in the future. For the Xia family, there was no possibility of losing out. It was precisely because of this reason that many guests at the scene felt that the Xia family had stumbled upon a great bargain. On the surface, it seemed that the Galaxy Master was currently at tier 9, while the human Xia family had an 11th rank evolver at its seat. But in reality, who knows how many families prefixed with human wanted to connect with the Galaxy Master, but in the end, it was the Xia family who took the lead. Lin Yuan chatted with the fellow disciples of the Qikuan lineage. Is the teacher in seclusion attempting to break through to tier 9? Lin Yuan nodded. The Qikuan Star Lord, Lin Yuan's teacher, did not attend Lin Yi's wedding precisely because he was in closed-door cultivation. Cultivating in seclusion at the critical breakthrough moment is especially crucial, allowing for no distractions whatsoever. In fact, more than 20 years ago, the Qikuan Star Lord had already begun his seclusion. It was quite normal for an 8th-layer evolver to be in seclusion for several decades or even 100 years, let alone for a breakthrough at a great realm. It's hard to say whether the teacher can smoothly step into tier 9, the various peak masters of the Qikuan lineage said with a bit of concern. The leap from tier 8 to tier 9 represents the transition from a single-space life to a multispatial life. Despite Lin Yuan's seemingly effortless breakthrough, in actuality accomplishing this transition is not at all simple. If one completes the fusion of pillar rules with common rules and breaks through to tier 9, it naturally denotes steady progression. But the Qikuan Star Lord's purpose for secluding himself was to complete the last bit of fusion rules. As for ultimately stepping into tier 9, as long as all the prerequisite conditions are met, there's actually very little risk and chance of unexpected events. There shouldn't be any problem, Lin Yuan stated. The Qikuan Star Lord's true form is that of the Starry Sky Wanderer Kuan, the darling of the main universe's space origin source, with profound insight into space rules. In the fusion of space rules with the fire rules, there should not be any significant bottlenecks. That is the Galaxy Master. The Galaxy Master, stationed at the Milky Way main star, seldom shows himself. Finally, we get to see the Galaxy Master in person. One after another, the guests were all paying attention to Lin Yuan, while the Xia family, on the contrary, didn't arouse much interest. The influence of the Xia family was significant, and the major figures of the family often appeared in public. The guests had basically seen all who were available to see. On the other hand, the Galaxy Master had risen so quickly and was so legendary that many evolvers wished to meet him but could not. This time, the performance of the Galaxy Master in the Shenhuang Secret Realm, my family's elder ancestor said that once the Galaxy Master steps into Tier 10, within 100 or 1,000 years, he could reach Grade B Tier 10, and within 5,000 years he could reach Grade A Tier 10. My heavens, is he that terrifying? A few guests widened their eyes. They knew just how formidable a Grade B Tier 10 was, let alone Grade A Tier 10. Many 10th rank evolvers have cultivated for tens of thousands to millions of years and are still hovering at Grade D or C. And the Galaxy Master could easily reach Grade A Tier 10? Grade A Tier 10, even on a large alien battlefield, that is an extraordinary force. Without a Tier 11 stepping forward, a powerful Grade A Tier 10 could influence the outcome of a particular local battlefield. I don't even know when he'll reach Tier 7, and you're already discussing when the Galaxy Master will reach Grade A after stepping into Tier 10? Sigh, we're all human, but why is the Galaxy Master's talent so much stronger than ours? Is it said that the Galaxy Master's bloodline is quite ordinary? Many other evolvers felt somewhat bitter. When they were as old as the Galaxy Master, they were probably still fumbling through the first and second layers, but the Galaxy Master was already rising like the sun at high noon. At the wedding, Lin Yuan was casually chatting. Just at that moment, Lin Yuan's expression shifted ever so slightly. He looked up in a certain direction. Because at that moment, the Taiyang divine spirit in the Shenhuang secret realm had completely refined the core of the secret realm. Humming sounds resonated. Inside the Shenhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. In front of him, the earthy yellow core of the secret realm was spinning and merging into Lin Yuan's forehead. In an instant, Lin Yuan's soul began to infinitely soar, overlooking every little detail and aspect of the entire Shenhuang secret realm from a higher level of perspective. At this moment, Lin Yuan was like the creator deity of the Shenhuang secret realm, and everything happening within the realm was under his watchful eye. The 9th rank alien race and human 9th rank evolvers within the secret realm were completely unaware, but the indigenous creatures of the realm were faintly sensing something. Ao ao ao, roar roar roar. Across the 3 continents, countless powerful indigenous creatures were all kneeling on the ground, with expressions of utmost respect, revealing their submission. Supreme Shenhuang above. Chapter 644 Land Beyond, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. Is this the feeling of having complete control over the Shenhuang secret realm? Lin Yuan's spirit will floated high, overlooking the entire secret realm. Whether they were native lives or the 9th rank different species. With just a thought, the power of the realm could erase them. Inside the realm, even beings of 10th or 11th rank couldn't withstand Lin Yuan's murderous intent. Of course, the Shenhuang secret realm allowed only invincible beings of the 8th layer and 9th rank lives to enter. There were no threats from 10th or 11th tier beings. I can leave the realm whenever I wish, Lin Yuan thought to himself. The Shenhuang secret realm had only an entrance, no exit. To leave, one had to wait until the period just before the secret realm closed, 100 years after it opened, while being in the outer area. At the specified time, one could be expelled out of the realm. But now, as the master of the realm, Lin Yuan naturally wasn't bound by these rules. To leave when he wanted. To enter when he wanted. It's better to leave the realm with the main force. Lin Yuan was not in a hurry. He was unsure if there were any supreme beings outside the Shenhuang secret realm at the moment. Even if he left the realm silently, facing a supreme being, caution was always advisable. Swish. Just as Lin Yuan was meticulously observing every detail inside the Shenhuang secret realm, a 6-armed silhouette appeared beside him and slightly bowed, saying, Master. He was the consciousness of this secret realm, and since Lin Yuan had refined the realm, he had become its master. With Lin Yuan's authority at this moment, he could completely erase the 6-armed silhouette and then operate the realm to reproduce a new consciousness of the secret realm. But there was no need for that. Master, cultivating the primordial yellow physique requires a large amount of Shenhuang crystals, the 6-armed silhouette stated immediately. Before Lin Yuan completely refined the core of the secret realm, he still had control over the realm and knew how many Shenhuang crystals Lin Yuan had used. Inside the realm, there are many cultivated Shenhuang beasts, which are condensed from the power of the entire realm. Master needs the Shenhuang crystals. You may harvest those Shenhuang beasts, but try not to harvest too many at once. The six-armed silhouette hesitated for a moment and cautiously said, "If it were not for replenishing the essence of the realm, how could the accumulated Shenhuang crystals, gathered over countless millennia in the Shenhuang secret realm, amount to only the size of a small hill? It should be thousands, 10,000, or even 1,000,000 times that of the hill." The reason is that the vast majority of Shenhuang crystals dissipate on their own, returning into the essence of the secret realm. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. The so-called Shenhuang beasts are the native lives of the secret realm. He clearly understood the concerns of the six-armed silhouette. With his current control over the realm, killing those Shenhuang beasts and extracting the Shenhuang crystals was simpler than eating and drinking. Even if he killed all the native lives in the whole secret realm, it wouldn't take much time. But doing so would inevitably lead to the weakening and even collapse of the secret realm within 1,000,000 years. The collapse of the secret realm, for Lin Yuan as its master, wouldn't cause any irreparable loss. However, for the six-armed silhouette, it would be a thorough death. For that reason, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't proceed that way. The sustainable development of the Shenhuang secret realm was far more important than draining it dry. Most crucially, the Shenhuang secret realm would become Lin Yuan's life-saving method, second only to the door to the myriad realms. Even if, in the future, an extreme scenario occurred where Lin Yuan was chased by a group of supreme beings, should all other escape methods prove useless, he could still retreat into the Shenhuang secret realm. For many millennia, the supreme beings in the main universe watched the Shenhuang secret realm open many times, which shows they couldn't contend with the realm. Lin Yuan hiding inside the realm was absolutely safe. Compared to the physical traverse of the door to the myriad realms across dimensions and planes, retreating into the Shenhuang secret realm did not require spending world-breaking origin force, and Lin Yuan could enter with just a thought. Moreover, the physical traverse of the door to the myriad realms posed too many risks, showing such power to break through dimensions and planes in front of a supreme being? That kind of power might drive a supreme being mad. Moreover, the Shenhuang secret realm could isolate internal and external causality. As long as one was inside the realm, beings outside the realm could not sense any related causality. Only beings inside the realm could sense it. When the Shenhuang secret realm opened, Huni of the Tianyu clan, the mightiest life form, pursued Lin Yuan and once requested the Madhua traveler to sense Lin Yuan's causality and lock onto his location. This was possible because the Madhua traveler was also inside the realm. What does this mean? As long as Lin Yuan left an avatar, or more precisely, just a drop of his blood within the realm, under the isolation of causality, no curse-killing skills could completely kill Lin Yuan, not even a supreme being. Therefore, in Lin Yuan's eyes, the value of the Shenhuang secret realm far exceeded those Shenhuang crystals. Especially for a power, it was basically an utterly safe lair. Now, if I wish to establish a power, Lin Yuan pondered slightly. He held so many bloodline evolution elixirs in his hand, and once the secret realm closed this time, he could harvest even more, plus the permission to establish a human race family prefix after advancing to an 8th-level citizen. Along with the backyard of the Shenhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan truly possessed all the prerequisites for establishing a deeply rooted, formidable power. The only flaw was the lack of confidence under his command, primarily because Lin Yuan had been in the main world for too short a time. And Lin Yuan's lack of interest in breeding offspring meant that the Lin family was still only a few people. Take it slow. I have a long lifespan. Lin Yuan converged his thoughts. He had no interest in establishing a power, but once he became strong, establishing a power would inevitably become necessary. Chapter 645 Land Beyond, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _2 For example, Lin Yuan, as the Galaxy Master, has quite a few followers and can be considered the rudiments of a power base. Master, should you next attempt to step into the 10th rank? The six-armed silhouette inquired tentatively. Lin Yuan had already reached the pinnacle in all aspects at the 9th rank, surpassing what the myriad clans of the main universe had defined as the 9th stage peak by an unknown margin. If Lin Yuan wanted to greatly increase his strength now, the only way was to step into the 10th rank. Yes, Lin Yuan nodded. Now that the period of the Shenhuang secret realm had concluded, stepping into the 10th rank indeed was Lin Yuan's primary goal moving forward. Your Majesty once said that to become ultimate, one needs to fuse as many rules as possible at the 10th and 11th ranks. If one can enlighten chaos rules before the assault on the ultimate, it would be greatly beneficial to becoming ultimate, the six-armed silhouette recounted after contemplation. Chaos rules? Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn. The so-called chaos rules meant fusing all rules back to the origin source, returning them to chaos. In the era Shen Huang lived in, the notion of spreading one's own evolution path was not prevalent, so to step into the supreme being echelon, one had to rely solely on oneself, utilizing every available means. Normally, fusing the rule of time and space rules would be the threshold for stepping into the ultimate. But that itself is incredibly difficult already, trapping countless 11th rank life forms. As for fusing all rules and reverting them to chaos? Even in Xuanhuang's era, that was a legend, with no known life form achieving it. It was merely a theoretical method. Of course, whether it was enlightening chaos rules or spreading one's own evolution path, both were auxiliary to the assault on the ultimate. Even without them, one could still launch an assault on the ultimate, albeit with a lower success rate. When Shen Huang made his initial leap to the ultimate, becoming a supreme being, he did it by giving his all and having a stroke of good luck. "Thank you," Lin Yuan said, nodding slightly. Others might not achieve it, but that didn't mean Lin Yuan couldn't. With his against heaven's understanding, enlightening chaos rules wasn't entirely hopeless. At least it was the only method Lin Yuan currently knew of that could greatly benefit one's assault on the ultimate. After all, even spreading one's own evolution path simply provided benefits as opposed to great benefits when making the ultimate leap. Certainly, the difficulty of the two wasn't on the same level. Spreading one's own evolution path? Clearly it was somewhat less challenging. However, spreading one's own evolution path not only helps with the ultimate leap but is also beneficial to cultivation after stepping into the 12th rank, helping stabilize one's imprint of existence, Lin Yuan thought silently. In any case, he wouldn't give up preaching. He would spread his own evolution path not only throughout the main universe but also in other dimensions and worlds. This act of spreading one's Tao to the myriad realms of the heavens, Lin Yuan faintly felt, held infinite benefits for his future. Virtual world. The wedding of Lin Yi and Xia Karen came to a close. With the influence of the human, the Xia family, and the Galaxy Master, this high-profile wedding impacted human civilization significantly, with countless internet celebrities and live streamers from the virtual world paying a hefty price for the chance to participate. When the wedding ended, Lin Yuan held a private gathering with some 10th rank evolvers who attended the wedding. "Haha, I've long heard of the Galaxy Master's great name. Today I finally get to meet you," a one-armed man laughed heartily. His left sleeve fluttered empty, leaving only his right hand visible. With human civilization's technology, not only could a missing left hand be easily regenerated, but even if only the head remained, a complete body could be effortlessly recreated. Moreover, as a 10th rank evolver, growing back his left hand was as trivial as could be. However, the one-armed man's left hand had been severed by a formidable enemy from the insect race. Ever since then, the one-armed man had chosen not to allow his severed limb to regrow, as a reminder to himself. At the 10th rank level, the clash of fused rules mattered far more than whether one had a missing limb or not. Otherwise, wouldn't the many-armed races in the universe be at a huge advantage? "I've also heard of the name of the Black Star Lord," Lin Yuan immediately responded. The one-armed man was known as the Black Star Lord, but of course Black Star Lord was just a moniker, just as Lin Yuan was known as the Galaxy Master. Black Star Lord was an extremely fearsome 10th rank powerhouse, who had long been slotted into the Grade A threat list. Besides, the Black Star Lord originated from one of the 9 evolution towers, the Black Origin Tower. "Galaxy Master, it's our first meeting," a woman with green hair said with a smile. "Lustrous Star Master, when you dominated our human civilization for an era, I wasn't even born," Lin Yuan said with emotion. "Back then I really regarded the Lustrous Star Master as my goal." Lustrous Star Master was also a peerless genius from a certain era of human civilization, with a rare special physique and unparalleled potential in her bloodline power, which made her an outstanding figure from 1st rank to 9th rank. During her 9th rank, the Lustrous Star Master opened up nearly 60 million layers in her spatial realm, making her the strongest 9th rank of that era among the 10,000 universe races. After stepping into the 10th rank in less than a million years, the Lustrous Star Master had reached Grade A level. "Taking me as a goal?" the Lustrous Star Master sighed. "Galaxy Master, you really know how to joke. Ha ha ha, the number of spatial layers opened by the Galaxy Master is several times that of the Lustrous, isn't it? With you saying that, the Lustrous might not be able to stay on her feet," a gaunt old man, skeletal in appearance, chuckled. He too was grade A tier 10, once a bright figure in the annals of human civilization. Lin Yuan looked at the dozens of 10th rank individuals attending the gathering. The least among them was a grade B 10th rank, each no less than a major figure in human civilization, all with hopes of stepping into tier 11 in the future. Chapter 646 Land Beyond, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _3 Among all the people there, Lin Yuan's strength was undoubtedly the lowest, at only 9th rank. However, none of the 10th rankers dared to look down on Lin Yuan, for with the strength displayed by the Galaxy Master in the Shenhuang secret realm, stepping into the 10th rank was just a matter of time. In the future he would quickly enter the A-grade domain, becoming the most powerful existence beneath 11th rank life. Therefore, the many 10th rank evolvers present were all very friendly towards Lin Yuan. The Galaxy Master's talents and qualifications truly make one envious, the skeletal elder commented with a hint of emotion. For geniuses like the lustrous Star Master with special physiques, powerful bloodlines, and even the identity of offspring of a supreme being, he wasn't too envious. But the Galaxy Master? Up to now, the Galaxy Master had not revealed any special bloodline or physique. Even his teacher was an invincible 8th layer being like the Chikuan Star Lord. The Galaxy Master made it this far on his own. Talents and qualifications are only temporary, they're of little use if you want to strike for the ultimate. Lin Yuan shook his head. All of the 10th rank lives present had the hope of stepping into the 11th rank. Since they were all 11th rank, they naturally all aspired to become the ultimate. Of course, it was just aspiration. The absolute majority of 11th rank lives couldn't even attempt to strike for the ultimate, let alone become the ultimate? To step into that domain was far too difficult, no matter how solid one's foundation. Without the key factor of luck, one would still fail in the attempt. Once an 11th rank life fails in their strike for the ultimate, it results in complete and utter death, something even a supreme being cannot reverse. The many 10th rank evolvers chatted idly for a bit. Then Black Star Lord looked towards Lin Yuan and smiled. Once the Galaxy Master steps into the 10th rank, will you consider entering the land beyond? The land beyond? Lin Yuan's expression became somewhat solemn. The land beyond doesn't exist within the main universe. It is one of the most important foundations of human civilization. Why has human civilization, which is only a little over 2 million years old, produced so many 10th rank and even 11th rank powerhouses? Keep in mind that, let alone the 10th or 11th rank, even 8th rank lives can easily live more than 2 or 3 million years. The lifespan limit for 8th rank established by the Magic Jade Tower is even as high as 5 million years. Of course, the aforementioned limit refers to a commonly accessible lifespan. Certain special beings within some universes, such as children of the tree realm and so forth, have much longer lifespans. Still, if 8th rank evolvers can live for 2 or 3 million years, the 9th and 10th ranks go without saying, and 11th rank powerhouses who have fully comprehended the rule of time can even achieve a sort of alternative immortality. Why, in its relatively short history of just over 2 million years, has human civilization been able to produce so many powerhouses? One of the reasons is the land beyond. The flow of time in the land beyond is much slower than in the main universe. 1 year in the main universe might mean 10,000 or even 100,000 years have passed in the land beyond. Although the vast difference in the speed of time flow may cause the perception of the great Daos rules to become blurred. The 9 supreme beings of human civilization have reconstructed the great Daos rules of the land beyond using another piece of ultimate foundation, the Void Realm world. Although it still falls far short of the infinite perfection of the main universe's rules, it manages to mitigate the blurriness of the great Daos rules to some extent. The blurriness of the great Daos rules is due to fast time flow, making it challenging to sense the main universe's great Dao rules clearly. But reconstructing the great Daos rules in the land beyond can to some degree solve the problem. However, it is only to a certain degree, as the great Daos rules of the land beyond ultimately cannot compare to the main universe. Ultimately, the rules understood in the land beyond are reduced by 2/3 upon returning to the main universe. Even so, the fact that human civilization has so many 10th rank evolvers and 11th rank evolvers is greatly related to the land beyond. They'll think about it when the time comes. Lin Yuan showed some interest in the land beyond. The grasp of the great Tao of rules in the land beyond is not as good as in the main universe, but its exaggerated flow of time is very suitable for fusing different rules. For example, after comprehending both the rules of life and death, one could merge them without needing to comprehend the great Tao of rules in the meantime. This is also why human civilization stipulates that only 10th rank evolvers can enter the land beyond. The dependence of 10th rank evolvers on the perfect Great Tao of Rules is significantly less compared to those at the 8th layer and 9th rank. And the key point is that the flaws of the land beyond can actually be solved by Lin Yuan. That would be the Chaos Crystal from the Demon Jade space as well as the miniature universe. Inside the Chaos Crystal, there are thousands of rules merging and diverging. The miniature universe offers a comprehensive balance of rules. Lin Yuan only needs to bring both into the land beyond to comprehend the essence of the rules within. Compared to the outside world, there would definitely be a gap but not a significant one. During the gathering with numerous 10th rank evolvers, Lin Yuan obtained many secret messages. These messages came from the personal experiences of various 10th rank evolvers, not detailed in the records of human civilization. The gathering ended. Lin Yuan disconnected from the virtual world and sat upon the Milky Way main star. These 10th rank evolvers are all very friendly, Lin Yuan silently thought. He also knew that the friendliness of B-level and A-level 10th rank evolvers was aimed at the potential-laden Galaxy Master. If he were just an ordinary person, it wouldn't be possible to get so close to these 10th rank evolvers. Almost all ordinary citizens of human civilization would never have the chance to see a 10th rank evolver in their lifetime. Whirling. Inner world. The vast world was slowly expanding. It finally stopped at a size of 1.998 billion square miles. The blue liquid has finally been fully absorbed. Lin Yuan let out a sigh of relief, as the 6th color of the liquid from the mysterious gourd was particularly difficult to absorb. This was normal, as the inner world exceeded 100 million miles in circumference. Lin Yuan faintly felt the pressure from the cosmos. An inner world of 100 million miles had already exceeded the limits allowed by the universe. Even those unique special lives would not have an inner world that surpasses 100 million miles. Continue. Lin Yuan flipped his right hand and a gray-blue gourd appeared. Lin Yuan turned the gourd upside down, the spout pointing downward. After a long time, a drop of profound purple liquid coalesced, and just by looking at it, Lin Yuan found the purple liquid contained a kind of breathtaking perfection. Chapter 647 The Supreme Being's Surprise, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. The perfect, profound purple liquid left Lin Yuan somewhat addicted in his heart. He tried to closely observe and comprehend its essence with his against heaven's understanding. But after looking for a long time he still achieved no results. To leave the against heaven's understanding with nothing, there are two possibilities. One is that the purple liquid holds nothing worth comprehending. The other is that the essence contained within the purple liquid is too lofty, and with Lin Yuan's current 9th rank realms against heaven's understanding, he could not comprehend even the slightest bit. The first possibility obviously made no sense. How could it hold nothing worth comprehending when it could make Lin Yuan's inner world break through its shackles, its limits? I'm already at the 9th rank and yet I can't comprehend a bit. The origin of this mysterious gourd must be much greater than imagined, Lin Yuan thought to himself. It's not that he couldn't comprehend it, but that he could not comprehend even a bit. If it were incomprehensible, at least he could still attempt to comprehend it, just not grasp it entirely. But being unable to comprehend it at all meant that he couldn't even find the entrance. Forget it. As long as the gourd is in my hands, it is mine. There will come a day when I figure it out. If he couldn't comprehend it at the 9th rank, Lin Yuan didn't believe he would still be unable to when he reached the 10th or 11th rank. Even if he truly couldn't at that time, Lin Yuan should be happy, for it would indicate that the origin of the mysterious gourd is even more unfathomable. Let's continue. If I wait any longer, I feel like this drop of liquid will disperse. Lin Yuan stared at the purple liquid. Ever since this drop of liquid formed from the mouth of the gourd, Lin Yuan felt a cosmic pressure trying to erase the existence of the purple liquid. Is it because my inner world would break through 2 billion miles in diameter thanks to the purple liquid? Lin Yuan speculated in his mind. An inner world of 1 billion miles is the limit for all life in the universe, including those special beings. Lin Yuan easily surpassed this, which already constituted breaking some kind of rule. But 2 billion miles? That is the limit over the limit. The mysterious gourd's 7 types of liquids: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. They all seem similar, but no doubt each subsequent drop is more precious and rare than the previous one. The blue liquid enabled Lin Yuan's inner world to grow from 1.665 billion miles to 1.998 billion miles in diameter, while the purple liquid could elevate the inner world from 1.998 billion miles to 2.331 billion miles in diameter. Both seem to have the same multiplier effect of 33 times. But in reality, the enhancement by the purple liquid is based on the limit reached after the increase by the blue liquid, another advancement on top of that. To add another story to the building at the 100-foot pole is not something the blue liquid can compare to, right? It's like those low-end civilizations that have yet to step into the starry sky. Their athletes need 9 seconds to complete 100 meters. Completing 100 meters in 9 seconds versus 8 seconds versus 7 seconds increases in difficulty, not in linear proportion but exponentially. The growth of the inner world is even more so. Absorb. Lin Yuan swallowed the purple liquid in one gulp. Boom boom boom. Terrifying purple flames instantly burned inside Lin Yuan's body. This flame was not a rule attack, so the elemental body was useless, and the blood rebirth of the physical body divine ability crumbled at a touch, causing Lin Yuan's body to quickly turn to ash. A moment later, Lin Yuan's physical body reconsolidated, a trace of shock on his face. The absorption of this purple liquid is much more difficult than the previous 6 drops. Lin Yuan steadied his spirit and thought to himself. Normally the initial absorption of the most recent liquid goes smoothly, but the purple liquid? It gave Lin Yuan the feeling that it was extremely difficult from the very start. Once more. Lin Yuan took out the mysterious gourd again. At this moment, the surface color of the gourd had turned to a mottled, dazzling grayish-purple. Battlefields of different races. Underneath the massive eternal spatial rift. The Lin Yuan Taiyin primordial spirit sat cross-legged, occasionally passed by other powerful beings, but they couldn't detect him at all. Absorbing the world-breaking origin force leaking from the eternal spatial rift didn't have to be done in the main space. Even within the multiple spatial layers, one could still absorb it. This eternal spatial rift, originating from an attack by a supreme being, tore through numerous spatial layers. No matter which spatial layer Lin Yuan was in, he could absorb the world-breaking origin force. The world-breaking origin force I've accumulated now has reached 148 strands. A smile emerged on Lin Yuan's face. Before the 9th transit, Lin Yuan had 120 strands of world-breaking origin force. The 9th transit consumed 10, leaving him with 110. From the end of the 9th transit to today, more than 10 years had passed, accruing 38 strands of world-breaking origin force. The world-breaking origin force comes from permanently torn spaces, meaning, does the power source of the door to the myriad realms continuously originate from the root of tearing spaces? This doesn't seem like a good thing. Lin Yuan stroked his chin. Continuously tearing space at its roots, when done to a certain extent, would probably bring destruction to the main universe. Of course, the will of the main universe, existing nebulous amongst it all, wouldn't allow a supreme being to do this. The main universe's will wouldn't react to causing eternal spatial rifts within a certain range. But if a supreme being dared to do this on a large scale, it would definitely provoke the interference of the main universe's will. However, once I step into the 10th rank, I could opt to go to the large alien battlefield, to absorb the eternal spatial rifts there, Lin Yuan considered to himself. If the medium-sized otherworldly battlefield and small-sized otherworldly battlefield were caused by an evolver wielding a supreme weapon in the long past, then the rifts in the large alien battlefield are the results of the hands of supreme beings themselves. On the large alien battlefield, mainly the peak clans jostle against each other, with supreme beings confronting one another, occasionally exchanging blows. Chapter 648 The Supreme Being's Surprise, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _2 That was where the strongest of the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry sky converged. A place where even the rarely seen 9th and 10th rank powerhouses would gather. Even 11th rank powerhouses would occasionally appear. However, unless absolutely necessary, 11th rank powerhouses would not attack each other, and a collision among supreme beings was even rarer, perhaps once in tens of thousands of years. So far, the most recent time supreme beings had fought each other was decades ago, involving the corpse of a supreme being from beyond the universe. After stepping into the 10th rank, even on large battlefields, I will have the power to protect myself, Lin Yuan thought to himself. If he were only at the 9th rank, it would still be somewhat risky, as some special 11th rank powerhouses could completely deploy the curse-killing skill. At the 10th rank it was much safer. According to the principle that at least crossing 2 great realms was needed to perform a curse killing, at least a supreme being could curse kill a 10th rank life. And if an alien supreme being took action, a human civilization's supreme being would certainly intervene. Under such balance, Lin Yuan would at most lose an avatar. The true body would not be affected at all. I wonder, on the large alien battlefield's eternal spatial rift, how much the efficiency of accumulating world-breaking origin force will increase? Lin Yuan felt somewhat expectant. Virtual world. Lin Yuan met with Duke and other special 9th rank beings. Galaxy Master, some 9th rank different species that have been pushed to the inner area are willing to pay all the spoils of this secret realm just for their avatars to be able to leave the realm, spoke Duke. The 9th rank different species being hunted by human civilizations evolvers mainly composed of the insect race, Tianyu clan and other peak clans, yet still included some powerful clans and special life form powerhouses. These 9th rank different species had found themselves on the human civilization's hit list solely due to being dragged down by peak clans. Now, with the situation in the Shenhuang secret realm fully clarified under the suppression of the Galaxy Master, these 9th rank different species had no chance at all. Under these circumstances, a small portion of the 9th rank different species naturally wanted to show submission to human civilization just to keep their avatars alive. For many clans, a 9th rank powerhouse was a pillar of support. Losing an avatar would have a significant impact on their clans. Since you chose to ally with the insect race Tianyu clan, you should have known the consequences, Lin Yuan said calmly. Pay all the spoils of this journey to the secret realm. Even if they didn't pay once the secret realm closed, everything would belong to Lin Yuan anyway. He could even obtain your physical essence blood. The essence blood of a 9th rank powerhouse is already comparable to many cosmic rare treasures. Good. Revitalized, Duke's expression lifted. This was the Galaxy Master, the strongest genius in human civilization's history. He didn't compromise with different species at all, preferring to forsake any gains just to make those different species suffer. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan stopped absorbing the purple liquid inside the mysterious gourd. One reason was that the continuous incineration of his body into ashes was also a kind of loss to himself. Another was that the liquid inside the mysterious gourd wasn't unlimited. It could only condense some amount every once in a while. Delve into the Shenhuang evolutionary path. Lin Yuan turned to delve into the Shenhuang evolutionary path. Located in the Shenhuang secret realm, the Taiyang divine spirit was practicing the mysterious yellow strike and Shenhuang physique. Located on the alien battlefield, the Taiyin primordial spirit was delving into the rule of time, practicing steps of time-space. Based on the Milky Way main star, his true form was reflecting on various evolution paths, while also comparing with the Chaos Crystal and Miniature Universe, mutually verifying with his own body. The 3 main avatars each focused on different points. Shenhuang Evolution. Truly wonderful. The 10th and 11th stage volume are drastically different from the 9 great supreme evolution paths of our current human civilization. Immersed in deep contemplation, Lin Yuan found that the deeper he delved into the Shenhuang evolutionary path, the more he could enhance the practice of mysterious yellow strike and primordial yellow physique. And his reflection on steps of time-space could foster insights into the space rules and rule of time. Various flashes of spiritual light intertwined, driven by his against heaven's understanding. Lin Yuan was elevating at an unimaginable speed. From 9th to 10th rank, it belongs to a slow transformation process that cannot be accomplished overnight, Lin Yuan mused, while also paying attention to his own transformation. A 9th rank powerhouse had at least developed millions of spatial layers. To transform all of these layers at once wasn't something that could be done in a short time. Given my current situation, once the transformation begins, it will probably take about 100 years to complete, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Other 9th rank powerhouses trying to break through to the 10th rank would be extremely cautious during their transformation period, paying constant attention to the changes in their inner worlds and multi-layered spatial transformations. They would occasionally need adjustments. But Lin Yuan didn't need to care about these things at all. With his vast inner world and profound spatial depth, once his foundation reached a certain level, the so-called transformation was natural. 100 years, Lin Yuan's expression was slightly emotional. The time he had spent in the main universe totaled just over 100 years, and now a single breakthrough transformation was going to take 100 years. This 100 years I won't carry out any travel, Lin Yuan decided in his mind. At his current level, blind traveling wasn't very useful. It was better to reach the 10th rank first before considering specific travel plans. During this 100 years, it would be ideal to accumulate a large amount of world-breaking origin force. The various travel methods through the door to the myriad realms, the customized traversal made Lin Yuan quite curious. Provided there was sufficient world-breaking origin force, Lin Yuan didn't mind undertaking a customized traversal. The prerequisite was that it could provide him with significant aid, at least the kind he could not obtain within the main world. Chapter 649 The Supreme Being's Surprise, 5,000 words, please subscribe. _3 After all, customizing a single shuttle through the world-breaking origin force starts with 100 strands. Such a great cost would not be considered by Lin Yuan without seeing enormous gains. The 10th ranked chapter of the Xian Huang evolutionary path mainly discusses the essence of the rule of time. Similarly, the 10th ranked chapter of the Xiaoyu evolutionary path also discusses the essence of the rule of time. Both are discussing the essence of the rule of time, yet they are completely different. Lin Yuan was amazed in his heart. The Xiaoyu evolutionary path is one of the 9 great supreme evolution paths of human civilization, with its ultimate being the Xiaqin Supreme Being. With the wealth Lin Yuan currently possessed, even without counting the gains from the Shenhuang secret realm, he could afford to purchase all 9 of the great supreme evolution paths of human civilization. The primary use of the supreme evolution path for Lin Yuan was for enlightenment and reference. To thoroughly understand the understanding of the essence of the rules and then integrate it into the martial path evolutionary path. Time. Lin Yuan's gaze was calm as he took out the miniature universe to experience the complete operation of the rule of time within it. So far I have comprehended 1,823 rule models of time, but my understanding of time is becoming ever more perplexed, he remarked. Lin Yuan showed a thoughtful expression. If he had not entered the rule of time yet, he might have thought that was all there was to it. But as his contemplation of the rule of time deepened, he could feel how insignificant he was. In front of the vast and eternal river of time, what was he? Even as an 11th rank life he was just a slightly bigger fish. Only the existence of a supreme being could completely leap out of the river of time and exist eternally. The 1823rd time model, still far from understanding the complete rule of time, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Currently, the scholars of human civilization have summed up a total of 2,173 time models. But that does not mean comprehending these 2,173 time models would lead to understanding the complete rule of time. Unlike the space rules, the countless evolutionary scholars of human civilization already have a more mature understanding of the space rules. Comprehending all the core space models would lead to understanding the complete space rules. But the rule of time? Even if one comprehends all the currently known time rule models, it is not enough to understand the complete rule of time. To understand the complete rule of time, one can only rely on oneself. No matter how many time rule models exist, they are just assistants. The final step can only be crossed by oneself. In contemplating the rule of time, I have finally hit a bottleneck. Lin Yuan stopped contemplating. Even with against heaven's understanding and the complete operation of the rule of time in the miniature universe, Lin Yuan's comprehension of the next time rule model came to a halt. This was unsurprisingly normal. Encountering a bottleneck in pondering the rule of time? Isn't that to be expected? And the miniature universe? Its rule of time just makes it a little easier for the owner to contemplate the rule of time, not to directly master the world rule. If the miniature universe had that capability, why would it only appear in the reward store of the 3rd and 4th floors of the 9 floors Dark Tower? Perhaps I can consult the Supreme Being? Lin Yuan suddenly thought. This feeling of being in a bottleneck was only temporary and should not trap Lin Yuan for long. But if there is a shortcut available, why persist the hard way? Ever since his last meeting with Xiaqin Supreme Being, the latter had clearly stated that Lin Yuan could come to him anytime if there were questions about cultivation he did not understand. Let's ask and see, he said. Lin Yuan immediately began contacting Xiaqin Supreme Being. It happened to be that he also had some doubts about contemplating the Xiaoyu evolutionary path, and this was a good time to ask about them as well. Atop the majestic evolution tower, Xiaqin Supreme Being suddenly opened his eyes. Oh? That kid is actually seeking me out? Xiaqin Supreme Being received Lin Yuan's message, a smile appearing on his face. He almost thought Lin Yuan had forgotten about him, this Supreme Being. Is it a cultivation-related question he wants to ask me? Xiaqin Supreme Being was in a good mood. A genius like Lin Yuan is absolutely unprecedented in human history. Although it is still very uncertain whether he will become a Supreme Being, guiding such a historically unique genius still gives Xiaqin Supreme Being a sense of accomplishment. Come over here, he said. Xiaqin Supreme Being agreed to meet Lin Yuan. Immediately, Lin Yuan's form appeared below. I greet Xiaqin Supreme Being, Lin Yuan respectfully said. This is still the virtual world, but it is the personal world of the Supreme Being, where no outsider can enter without the Supreme Being's permission. Even a peerless genius like Lin Yuan had to notify the Supreme Being to enter. Get up, he said. Tell me your questions. Xiaqin Supreme Being watched Lin Yuan with interest. He was curious about Lin Yuan's questions regarding cultivation. Given Lin Yuan's performance in the Shenhuang secret realm and its spatial layers, what could he be questioning? The puzzlements of the 9th rank cultivation? Or the queries about the transition from the 9th rank to the 10th rank? Or perhaps the misunderstanding of some aspects of spatial essence? Xiaqin Supreme Being's thoughts fluctuated as he wondered which aspect Lin Yuan would ask about. He speculated that Lin Yuan's queries would be related to space, given that he was only at the 9th rank. Even if he had opened up many spatial layers, he was still of the 9th rank, and that was the extent of his involvement. Xiaqin Supreme Being, Lin Yuan pondered for a moment and then asked earnestly, I have some misunderstandings about the 3U time index in the Xiaoyu evolutionary path. Is the 3U time index 3 different states of time or a time vortex entangled in a 3U shape? About the 3U time index in the Xiaoyu evolutionary path concerning different states of time zones, Lin Yuan compared it continuously with the models of the rule of time, causing some slight confusion about the details. The Xiaoyu evolutionary path? Xiaqin Supreme Being's eyebrows raised. This was the evolutionary path he established. But then Xiaqin Supreme Being was stunned. The 3U time index, wasn't that content from the 11th stage volume of the Xiaoyu evolutionary path? Chapter 6 50-20 years, 5,000 words, please subscribe. 3U time index? Xiaqin Supreme Being was somewhat startled. As the ultimate of the Xiaoyu evolutionary path, he knew all too well what the 3U time index signified. Only by comprehending the rule of time to a very high degree could one hope to come into contact with the 3U time index. In that respect, seeing this time index listed in the 11th stage volume of the Xiaoyu evolution path said it all. Most who had just reached the rank of 11th rank evolver had not comprehended this kind of time index, and yet Lin Yuan, a 9th rank life form, had? Are you sure it is the 3U time index? Xiaqin Supreme Being asked Lin Yuan. In truth, Xiaqin Supreme Being already had an answer in his mind. How could a Supreme Being possibly forget the words just spoken? It is the 3U time index, Lin Yuan nodded. The 9 Supreme Beings of human civilization were absolutely trustworthy, save for a few secrets such as the door to the myriad realms, the mysterious gourd, the Shenhuang secret realm, and others. There was no need to hide anything else. Especially with comprehension of the rule of time, since it was not about plundering. The more Lin Yuan revealed, the greater the esteem he would receive. Most importantly, how could he gain guidance from a Supreme Being if he did not directly voice his confusion? The 3U time index is a certain measure of the flow rate of time. Xiaqin Supreme Being gazed at Lin Yuan, thought for a moment and still began to explain. Upon hearing this, a multitude of realizations flooded Lin Yuan's mind, and countless questions regarding the rule of time were answered. Your comprehension is heaven-defying. By listening to the essence of the rule of time, your understanding of the 1823rd type of time model has deepened. Your comprehension is heaven-defying. By listening to the essence of the rule of time, your understanding of the 1823rd time model has deepened. Your comprehension is heaven-defying. By listening to the essence of the rule of time, you have grasped the 1823rd type of time model. Merely by listening for less than half an hour, Lin Yuan had deciphered all the time models that had confounded him, and his understanding of the rule of time had reached a whole new level. Time, this is time. Lin Yuan's mind was invigorated. Xiaqin Supreme Being's explanation of the 3U time index had shown him another side of time, not just confined to this time index itself. This was to infer other things from one fact, to learn by analogy. From his throne, Xiaqin Supreme Being saw that Lin Yuan was silent and waited for a while before asking, "How is it? Do you understand? Let me explain it to you again." Normally, even 11th rank evolvers are immensely confused when they first encounter the concept of the 3U time index, and even if they received his personal explanation, they would remain puzzled for some time. One must constantly verify against the time rules of the main universe to gradually understand. "Thank you, Supreme Being, I understand now," Lin Yuan immediately said. At this moment he had fully grasped the 3U time index, and all 1823 time models had been comprehended. For the time being, Lin Yuan would not face any confusion or bottlenecks regarding the rule of time. "Oh? You already understand?" Xiaqin Supreme Being fell silent once more. "Just one explanation and you understand?" Xiaqin Supreme Being carefully observed Lin Yuan, somewhat surprised and unsettled. "Yes." Lin Yuan raised his right hand, instantly constructing the 1823rd type of time model, with strands of time weaving around his fingertips. Whether it was space models or time models, they were all unveiled by the pioneer scholars of human civilization according to their own understanding, materializing the essence of space and time in a form comprehensible to the masses. Xia Qin Supreme Being glanced at the time model Lin Yuan had constructed and was clear that the other party truly understood. Without understanding, it was impossible to construct such a time model. Even imitating wouldn't work. In the comprehension of rules, understanding is understanding, not understanding is not understanding. Lin Yuan, Xia Qin Supreme Being looked at Lin Yuan with mixed feelings. You really surprise me. He had been duly informed of everything that happened in the Shenhuang secret realm. He initially thought Lin Yuan had a high understanding of the essence of space, but who would have thought that his level of comprehension in the rule of time would also be so profound? To conceive the 1823rd time model? When had he himself conceived this time model? It was after he stepped into the 10th rank. And Lin Yuan had done so at the 9th rank? Wasn't this aptitude for the rule of time even surpassing that of other supreme beings of the same period? Had Lin Yuan been a special life form, it would have been a different story. Some special life forms with time attributes find it easy to comprehend the rule of time. Just like Starry Sky Wanderer Kuan comprehends space rules. But Lin Yuan wasn't just not a special life form. He didn't even have the bloodline of one. Its luck just happened to have some smooth comprehensions recently, Lin Yuan modestly stated. Smooth comprehensions? Xia Qin Supreme Being felt there was something off about that phrase. The rule of time is very important, Xia Qin Supreme Being pondered for a while before saying, the earlier you thoroughly understand the rule of time, the better it is for the future. If you can grasp all the models of the rule of time before stepping into the 10th rank, come find me again, Xia Qin Supreme Being said. So far, human civilization has constructed 2,173 types of time models. Grasping all the time models only proves that one's comprehension of the rule of time has reached a certain height. There's still a distance from thoroughly comprehending the rule of time. To cover this distance, the evolver must rely on their own sensations and comprehensions. Of course, certain external forces also have a propelling effect in this area. Chapter 651 20 years, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. Alright. Lin Yuan nodded, then I'll be going first. As Lin Yuan finished speaking, a figure suddenly appeared beside him. He too had come to pay homage to the Xia Qin Supreme Being. Nailin, the Deputy Tower Master? Lin Yuan's expression was stunned as he recognized the other person. Nailin, the Deputy Tower Master, was positioned under the Xia Qin Supreme Being at the Xiaoyu Evolution Tower. Previously, when handling the affairs of the insect race on the battlefields of different races, it was Nailin who acted against the Heiyuan clan on behalf of human civilization. With his own power, Nailin suppressed several 10th-rank elders of the Heiyuan clan who hid in the Heiyuan secret realm and didn't dare to come out until he had demolished the entire fringe regions of the Heiyuan clan. Additionally, when the Xia Qin Supreme Being bestowed the soul-settling pearl, it was Nailin who crossed the vast distances to personally deliver it to Lin Yuan's hands. By now, Lin Yuan also had a deep understanding of Nailin's strength. A grade A of 10th rank and a terrifying existence within grade A. Out of the 9 evolution towers of human civilization, all the Deputy Tower Masters are 10th rank. And why not 11th rank? Those at the 11th rank were each preparing to challenge the ultimate, never readily giving up, even with slim hopes. The role of Deputy Tower Master in the evolution towers mostly involved dealing with trivial matters outside the path of evolution. Matters that supreme beings couldn't bother with and 11th rank evolvers had no time for. Therefore, those serving as Deputy Tower Masters were generally 10th rank evolvers. Of course, to highlight the status of the Deputy Tower Masters, only those who could at least begin at a grade A 10th rank were eligible, and Nailin was one of the outstanding leaders among them. Galaxy Master. Nailin, the Deputy Tower Master, nodded slightly. He naturally recognized Lin Yuan too. Nowadays, the name of Galaxy Master was as bright as the sun within human civilization, bolstered by various halos. It was hard not to notice him. However, Nailin felt no different emotion for the situation, as the Galaxy Master indeed deserved this recognition. At least, Nailin himself hadn't reached the heights of Galaxy Master when he was at the 9th rank. Lin Yuan exited from the Supreme Being's personal world. Supreme Being. Nailin, the Deputy Tower Master, looked up, gazing at the high throne where Xia Qin Supreme Being Saturday. Supreme Being seems in good spirits? Naylan was curious. He rarely saw Xia Qin's Supreme Being show emotional fluctuations. Reaching the level of Supreme Being with eternal existence, hardly anything could pique their interest anymore. I have seen the future of human civilization, Xia Qin's Supreme Being said with a smile. Lin Yuan had such insight into the rule of time at the 9th rank. Moreover, with the establishment of the martial arts evolution system, in Xia Qin's view, Lin Yuan had much stronger hopes of reaching the ultimate than those other 11th rank evolvers of human civilization. The future of human civilization? Naylan, the deputy tower master, was somewhat puzzled. Only the lofty Supreme Being seemed fit to bear that phrase. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. The guidance from the Supreme Being indeed allowed me to take a shortcut. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Without that explanation from Xia Qin's Supreme Being, even if he could have grasped the 3U time index, it would have taken him several months or even a year or two. But such guidance was effective because it was built on the foundation of my own accumulation. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Before consulting the Supreme Being, Lin Yuan had been trapped by this bottleneck for a while and had tried various approaches. It was because of this that, with just a slight explanation from Xia Qin's Supreme Being, Lin Yuan was able to immediately integrate and understand. If he hadn't tried various methods before and sought to consult the Supreme Being immediately upon encountering a bottleneck, he probably wouldn't have achieved such an effect. Xia Qin's Supreme Being told me to figure out all the time models and then visit him again. Lin Yuan remembered the advice Xia Qin's Supreme Being gave before he left. Milky Way main star. Chun Bo, Jia Li, Hongpi and several other administrators paid their respects to Lin Yuan. Normally, matters of the Milky Way main star and even those of the Milky Way star region were decided after discussions among them, and the results were then unanimously reported to Lin Yuan. They would only seek an audience with Lin Yuan if there were situations they couldn't decide on or weren't qualified to handle. Star Lord Chun Bo, Jia Li and the others were very respectful, looking at the young man sitting cross-legged on the ground. Just looking at him, they felt their spirits tremble, with no thoughts of resistance arising. It was as if ordinary citizens or first-rank evolvers, faced with the starry sky wanderer Kuan larger than a planet, were pressured by the essence of life, lacking any hostile thoughts. The Star Lord is already concealing his aura as much as possible, but we still feel a great pressure. How strong is the Star Lord exactly? The main star administrators couldn't help but wonder. Now, amongst my human civilization, the Star Lord's reputation even surpasses many 10th rank evolvers. The events at the Xinhuang secret realm have caused many different species to both hate and fear the Star Lord. As 8th rank evolvers, the few present were well informed and had access to the upper echelons of human civilization, having long heard about the recent events at the Xinhuang secret realm. The current strength of the Star Lord probably far exceeds that of the Old Master by now. Hongpi and the two 8th rank aliens from different species silently marveled. The Old Master was worried that the Star Lord, newly advanced to the 8th rank, might be bullied upon taking charge of the Star Domain. How much time has passed since then, and who would dare to bully the Star Lord now? Hongpi and the others were deeply moved, as they could be considered Lin Yuan's inner circle of confidants, from the time of Chikuan's Star Lord to now the Galaxy Master. As members of different species, Hongpi and the others were destined not to have much development within human civilization. Their only reliance was the Galaxy Master. Chapter 652 20 years, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. Undershri, what is it? Lin Yuan opened his eyes, with most of his mind still absorbed in comprehension and cultivation, and looked towards the few people in front of him. He had long since left instructions that unless there was a situation they could not decide on, or something that could affect the entire star domain, they should not disturb him as much as possible. This was also the normal practice for most Star Lords stationed in a star domain, spending the majority of their time in seclusion. Star Lord, Hongpi said respectfully, not long ago the Shadow Tribe contacted us, wanting to establish a trade passage with the Milky Way star region. The Shadow Tribe? A trade passage? With a slight thought, Lin Yuan knew all the details of the matter. The territory of the Milky Way star region was originally the land of the Shadow Tribe. It was only after losing to the Human Civilization Alliance on the battlefields of different races that they were forced to withdraw. So, in fact, the Milky Way star region was adjacent to the territory of the Shadow Tribe. I see. Lin Yuan's expression was thoughtful. No wonder Chun Bo, Jia Li, and Hongpi Bayan, and a few other managers made a special visit to Lin Yuan. This was indeed something they couldn't decide on their own. Establishing a trade route with a different species has always been a sensitive issue, let alone with a species that is hostile to human civilization. Some resources of the Shadow Tribe are indeed very useful to our human civilization, Lin Yuan thought to himself. For example, the Shadow Tribe's specialty Shadow Stone, an essential material for constructing high-grade warships, could enhance the stealth capabilities of the ships. Agreed. After pondering for a while, Lin Yuan still agreed. Proper trade with different species could accelerate the development of the star domain. If Lin Yuan were still the 8th layer, he definitely wouldn't dare to engage so deeply with the Shadow Tribe, but now that he was at the 9th rank and was a 9th ranker evolving towards the 10th rank, the Shadow Tribe's threat obviously did not concern him. As long as the degree of trade is controlled and some of the trade resources on the side of human civilization are regulated, there should be no problems. Of course, the most important thing was the control over establishing a trade passage with the Shadow Tribe was entirely in Lin Yuan's hands, and he could terminate it at any time. Good. Chun Bo Jiali and Hongpi Bayan and the other managers exchanged glances, immediately knowing what to do. In fact, trading with the Shadow Tribe was definitely more beneficial than harmful, but aside from the Star Lord, no one dared to make that decision. Anything significant happen in the Star Domain recently? Asked Lin Yuan. No significant events, Bayan composed his words and said, as the Star Lord's fame spreads, more and more trade associations are willing to establish branches on the main star. The development of the main star is much quicker than expected. For a fringe starfield of human civilization to develop quickly, the first key aspect to consider is stability and safety. Fringe starfields border with different species, and clashes occur frequently. Thus, at this time, the strength of the Star Lord becomes very important. A strong Star Lord can shelter the Star Domain, giving all citizens within the safety and security. Under such circumstances, large groups and companies are naturally willing to set up operations there. After all, the fringe starfield signifies not only distance but also untapped opportunity. Securing it means a steady flow of wealth. After interacting with Chun Bo Jiali, Hongpi Bayan, and a few other managers for a while, understanding the current situation of the Milky Way star region, Lin Yuan waved his hand for them to leave. Now the Milky Way star region has started to turn a profit. Last year and the year before, just the tax revenues added together reached 8,000 cubic universe crystals. Lin Yuan thought to himself, 8,000 cubic universe crystals were roughly equivalent to the entire wealth of an 8th layer evolver. Of course, such tax revenue from the Milky Way star region was not unrelated to Lin Yuan's influence. An ordinary 8th layer Star Lord couldn't possibly achieve this income regardless of how well they managed their star domain. At the deepest part of the Shenhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, his breath pulsating within him, then it all retracted, spreading into every inch of flesh and blood in his body. Shenhuang physique has finally made minor accomplishments. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. At the same time, an invisible field spread out 10 zhang, approximately 30 meters, around his body, originating from his physical being. Protective Shenhuang light. It was only after the Shenhuang physique made minor accomplishments that this ability derived, capable of blocking all attacks. Physical attacks, soul attacks, rule attacks, all fell within the defense range of the protective Shenhuang light. As long as the protective Shenhuang light was not broken, no calamity could harm Lin Yuan. This was one of the 3 great Dao protecting secret skills of the profound yellow lineage, showing the terrifying aspect of the defensive techniques. The minor accomplishments of the Shenhuang physique. Lin Yuan thought of the consumed Shenhuang crystals and winced a bit. Shenhuang crystals worth at least 100 million cubic universe crystals had only pushed this secret technique to minor accomplishments, and this did not even count the weapon treasures that Lin Yuan had consumed. Now, with just the protective Shenhuang light, those special 9th rankers can't break through my defense. His expression brightened a little. Although he had paid a lot, the return was equally gratifying. And there's the mysterious yellow strike. Lin Yuan raised his right hand, weaving strands of breath together. Apart from advancing in the Shenhuang physique, Lin Yuan had also cultivated the mysterious yellow strike to the 2nd stage. With every movement he could maintain a permanent state with strength 3 times greater than his own. Aside from greater consumption, this explosive secret technique did not have any drawbacks and could remain permanent. In simple terms, there was no cooldown period after activation. Continue cultivating. After briefly surveying his own condition, Lin Yuan once again immersed himself in cultivation. With his current strength he was quite decent among the 9th and 10th ranks, but he was far from touching the pinnacle of the Zhou cosmic starry sky. Even with the protection of human civilization's supreme being, Lin Yuan still felt that strength in his own hands was the safest. The protection of a supreme being? Better to become the supreme being oneself. Time flowed by slowly. In the undercurrents of the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry sky, Lin Yuan, too, was continuously improving his strength through constant cultivation. In the blink of an eye 20 years had passed. Chapter 653 Does the Tower Master want me to temper the Galaxy Master? 5,000 words. Please subscribe. Milky Way main star. 20 years have passed. Lin Yuan opened his eyes and looked towards the vast, boundless cosmic starry skies. In the primary cosmic starry sky of all races, the stronger the being, the less sensitive they are to the passage of time. It is perfectly normal for them to meditate for hundreds or thousands of years. Merely 20 years can hardly be considered a nap. Yet, the changes this period brought to Lin Yuan were exceptionally significant. Firstly, both the mysterious yellow strike and the primordial yellow physique had reached their third stage of cultivation. By invoking the mysterious yellow strike, Lin Yuan could maintain a power that exceeded his own limits by 4 times at all moments. With every gesture, the power he could unleash was so great that even ordinary 10th rank grade D might proceed with caution. Of course, Lin Yuan had yet to engage with any 10th rank beings. His assessment came only from human civilization's recorded battle videos, where he estimated his own capabilities. It was almost unthinkable for a 9th rank to battle an 11th rank powerhouse, especially not one at the early G level of 10th rank. The leap from 9th to 10th rank represented a crossing of a great realm, not something that can be compensated for by simply creating billions more of spatial layers. Of course, the number of additional spatial layers that Lin Yuan had created was not just a few billion, but over 20 billion. Inner world. Lin Yuan's consciousness descended into his inner world. After 20 years of continuous absorption of the purple liquid inside the mysterious gourd, Lin Yuan's inner world had now officially broken through to 2 billion square miles. It seems that completely absorbing the purple liquid will only be possible after reaching 10th rank, Lin Yuan thought to himself. The difficulty of absorbing the purple liquid was even more than he had anticipated. Now, Lin Yuan was only about 50 years away from completing his metamorphosis and stepping into 10th rank. 50 years? Given the current efficiency of absorbing the purple liquid, complete absorption seemed virtually impossible. I wonder, what changes the mysterious gourd will undergo after the purple liquid is fully absorbed? With that thought, Lin Yuan watched as a gray-purple gourd appeared before him. After another verification through the gourd, Lin Yuan received some information, including the nurturing of 7 types of liquids inside the gourd. However, what changes would occur after the absorption of all 7 liquids was unknown. Let's take it slowly. Lin Yuan no longer focused on his inner world. The step of space and time. Lin Yuan thought of the life-saving secret technique from the 3 great Tao-protecting secret skills of the profound yellow lineage. Compared to the rapid progress in the previous 2 skills, his advancement in this particular technique was considerably slower. However, slow as it might be, Lin Yuan had cultivated it to the extent that he could traverse tens of millions of light-years in a single step. Of course, this ability to step tens of millions of light-years came with one significant limitation. He could only take a total of 9 steps. After 9 steps, Lin Yuan would have crossed 90 million light-years, at which point many of his internal energies would be depleted, a cost far greater than using his physical body divine ability strengthening. Running out of power meant Lin Yuan would have no ability to resist, so generally speaking he would not take all 9 steps in succession as the cost was too great. The step of space and time is the integrated use of both the rule of time and the space rules. Perhaps for me, only after fully comprehending the rule of time could it become easier to grasp some of it? Lin Yuan's eyes sparkled faintly. One of the prerequisites for an 11th rank powerhouse to make an ultimate breakthrough is to fuse the rule of time with the space rules. Normally, 11th rank powerhouse seeking to meld time and space had no clue how to start. However, in this secret technique, Lin Yuan saw faint traces of such fusion. His Majesty Shen Huang actually managed to reveal the essence of the fusion of time and space through a secret technique. It's terrifying. Lin Yuan was in awe. The step of space and time is less of a life-saving technique and more of a shortcut to the fusion of time and space. While all supreme beings have fused time and space, to achieve it is one thing, and to articulate it is another. The fusion of time and space by supreme beings is their own, Unless they have an extraordinary understanding of the essence of time and space, it is otherwise impossible to explain to others. Yet Shenhuang had done it. How could such a powerful being vanish? How could he die? Lin Yuan found it hard to comprehend. Supreme beings who had stepped out of the river of time would find it difficult to die, even if they tried to, provided they were cautious. All the more so for an ultimate being like His Majesty Shenhuang. In 20 years, my comprehension of the time model has also reached the 2173rd variety. Lin Yuan raised his hands, and strands of the power of time intertwined around his fingertips. So far, the pioneer scholars of human civilization have cumulatively summarized 2173 varieties of rule models of time. This means that Lin Yuan has almost completely walked through the perceptions and expressions of the rule of time as summarized by those pioneer scholars of human civilization. The reason he said almost is that Lin Yuan had yet to fully comprehend the last rule model of time. Does this rule model of time involve reversing time, stopping time, accelerating time? Do all states of time converge into one? Lin Yuan pondered carefully, with flashes of spiritual light continually emerging in his mind. If I can comprehend the rule of time while at 9th rank, making my inner world independent from the main universe and then undergo the final transformation upon stepping into 10th rank. Lin Yuan continued his speculation while considering various possibilities. Human civilization's 8th layer evolvers create their own inner worlds, but these inner worlds are not completely independent. Many of their rules, especially the rule of time, are shared with the main universe. To break free from this shared state requires one's own comprehension of the rule of time and then integrating it into the inner world. Theoretically, the sooner one comprehends and integrates the rule of time into their inner world, the greater the benefits when crossing a great realm. Chapter 654. Does the Tower Master want me to hone my skills on the Galaxy Master? 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _2 Crossing a great realm leads to a transformative evolution of the inner world, and a completely independent inner world undergoes a transformation far greater than those still attached to the main universe. If Lin Yuan had comprehended the rule of time at the 9th rank, making his inner world independent, he would have had 2 opportunities for transformation upon breaking through to the 10th rank and then the 11th rank. In this regard, he would outstrip those 11th rank powerhouses who only comprehend the rule of time at 11th rank by a large margin. 11th rank powerhouses who grasp the rule of time and integrate it into their inner world, achieving independence, but their independent inner worlds lack the transformations experienced in the earlier stages, are fundamentally weaker. When striving for the 12th rank and aiming for the ultimate sublimation of their inner universe, the difficulty naturally increases significantly. I'll try as best as I can. Lin Yuan thought to himself that there were records in human civilization of 10th rank evolvers who comprehended the rule of time and then progressed to the 11th rank, enhancing the foundation of their inner world. But a 9th rank evolver understanding the rule of time? At least Lin Yuan had not heard of such a thing. 9th rank evolvers could barely perceive minor time fluctuations, so for them to fully grasp the rule of time was somewhat a tall order. Just a little more and I will be able to comprehend this time model. Lin Yuan continued exploring the concept deeply. A moment later, Lin Yuan ceased his contemplation. It's time to visit the Demon Jade space and take on the 5th layer. Utilizing the magic jade mark, Lin Yuan descended into the Demon Jade space. The 5th layer of the Black Tower tests the perception of time rules, and according to stone statue Shinji, one must completely understand the time rules to pass. Lin Yuan still had some way to go before fully grasping the time rules, but attempting the 5th layer and utilizing the various time environments within might allow him to comprehend the last time rule model. Although the Xiaqin Supreme Being told Lin Yuan that he could ask him about any cultivation problems, Lin Yuan preferred not to bother a Supreme Being unless he truly hit a bottleneck. The last time model that troubled Lin Yuan, he didn't consider it to be a bottleneck that could impede him for long. In front of the 9 floors dark tower. Stone statue Shinji looked at Lin Yuan and probed, attempting the 5th layer? Yes, Lin Yuan nodded. Go ahead. Stone statue Shinji thought for a moment, then opened the gates of the Black Tower, allowing Lin Yuan to enter. The 5th layer of the Black Tower. Lin Yuan's figure appeared. Whirling. Time fluctuations surged and various extreme time flows immediately overwhelmed him. 30 years ago Lin Yuan couldn't have lasted long. The last time he had breezed through the 3rd and 4th layers and tried the 5th, he had retreated in an instant. But now, nearly grasping all time rule models, Although Lin Yuan still had no hope of passing the fifth layer, he at least could endure for a significant part. If he chose not to push forward, he might even endure indefinitely. My understanding of the time rules has advanced by leaps and bounds. Grasping them completely isn't far off. Outside the Black Tower, stone statue Shinji watched carefully with no hint of shock in his heart. In just 2 to 3 decades, Lin Yuan had reached such heights in the domain of time rules, an inconceivable feat even for an 11th rank life, let alone for a 9th rank being like Lin Yuan. But having interacted with Lin Yuan for so long, stone statue Shinji had almost grown used to Lin Yuan continually shattering various miracles. As stone statue Shinji watched the scenes in the fifth layer, suddenly, he seemed to sense something. An expression of surprise crossed his face. At the same time he looked in another direction of the demon jade space. Amidst the misty fog, a sliver of spirit will descended. The spirit will took the shape of a burly man over 3 meters tall, his eyes excited as he looked around. Is this the demon jade space? The burly man carefully surveyed the surrounding fog. He hailed from a prominent evolutionary family in the northern star region of human civilization, a peerless genius renowned across dozens of star domains. About 100 years ago, human civilization revealed part of the body to select geniuses, and from then the burly man began to piece together an evolution path from within that body. After endless efforts and with considerable luck, the burly man finally managed to complete the evolution path he had pieced together and, deep within his soul, condensed the magic jade mark. The goddess of wisdom told me that by completing the understood evolution path, I would enter a mysterious space, where great opportunities await. The burly man's heart thrilled and he immediately followed the fog deeper inside. Before long, the burly man arrived in front of the towering 9 floors dark tower. Another one has come? Stone statue Shinji glanced at the burly man and immediately knew how the latter became a member of the magic jade tower. Just the most ordinary completion of a certain magical evolution path? Stone statue Shinji shook his head internally. The difference was too great compared to Lin Yuan, who had initially comprehended 3,333 magical evolution paths, like a chasm between heaven and earth. Moreover, Lin Yuan was no longer just an ordinary member of the magic jade tower but a core member. Elder, seeing stone statue Shinji, the burly man cautiously asked. Here some information about this place. Stone statue Shinji raised his right hand and infused the information into the burly man's mind. Oof, the burly man furrowed his brows, easing after a moment. The 9 floors dark tower, the first layer, the second layer, the third layer. The burly man looked at the towering black tower in front of him, his expression showing a trace of shock. Wait a moment, someone else is currently attempting it? Stone statue Shinji glanced at the burly man and said casually. Chapter 655. Does the Tower Master want me to refine the Galaxy Master? 5,000 words. Please subscribe. Under 3. Is someone up ahead attempting another challenge? The brawny man felt a tinge of disappointment. Was he not the first one to enter the demon jade space? Are they challenging the first layer or the second layer? The brawny man received information from statue Shinji and was aware of the difficulties of each layer. The 5th layer? The brawny man looked up towards the upper levels and saw the 5th floor of Black Tower illuminated by a hazy light, immediately realizing that the person ahead of him was challenging this very layer. The 5th layer? The brawny man's eyes widened with surprise. From the information passed on by stone statue Shinji, he knew that to conquer the 5th layer, one must have a thorough understanding of the rule of time. Understanding the rule of time? In the eyes of the brawny man, that domain was only achievable by ancient 11th rank powerhouses. Just which 11th rank powerhouse is attempting it? The brawny man was stunned. If not for the presence of a mere spirit will in this place, he would have fled without any hesitation. 11th rank powerhouses. In reality, it probably would take but a single thought to obliterate him countless times over, and to be in proximity to such beings would make anyone's scalp tingle. The 5th floor of Black Tower. Lin Yuan stood near the center, feeling the boundless power of time surge around him. Your perception is defying the heavens. You've sensed many time fluctuations and discerned the 2173rd rule model of time. In a moment of lucidity, an illusory model of the rule of time coalesced before Lin Yuan. This rule model of time had a sense of perfection, seemingly encompassing the vast variations of time's rules. Is this the final rule model of time? Lin Yuan closed his eyes. Having grasped the crucial point, his understanding of the rule of time had reached a certain height. To move forward, he needed to carve out his own path. Every master who has fully understood the rule of time perceives it differently. The space rules are vast and endless with many aspects. To say one has thoroughly grasped the space rules is merely to have understood one aspect of the vast space rules. The rule of time is the same. It's time to leave. Lin Yuan looked at the remaining road ahead, knowing he had not yet fully grasped the rule of time and there was no hope of passing through. Whoosh! Lin Yuan's figure appeared outside Black Tower. Oh? Is there someone else here? Lin Yuan immediately noticed the brawny man's presence. The spirit will he had sent to the demon jade space had its appearance and body set at random, partly intending to conceal his identity. Having met Senior. The brawny man's scalp tingled as he hastened to offer his respects to Lin Yuan. In his heart, the young man before him was an ancient 11th rank powerhouse, and he himself did not even have the qualification to look him in the eye. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. He could tell that the brawny man was human. That was enough. If the brawny man belonged to a different species or even a species hostile to humanity, Lin Yuan would probably use his authority as a core member to temporarily expel him. But a human? As a fellow human, Lin Yuan didn't mind the other trying to challenge the 9 floors Dark Tower. The rewards from inside 9 floors Dark Tower completely depended on the shown talent, and most of the rewards obtained by the practitioners were not too precious. Senior. The brawny man bowed his head, not daring to let out even a sliver of perception, for fear of unsettling the 11th rank powerhouse who had just finished the 5th layer. After a long while, the brawny man mustered the courage to look up, only to find that there was no one in front of him anymore, save for the stone statue Shinji looking at him. Has the senior left? The burly man let out a heavy sigh of relief internally. Is the senior also a human? Through the brief glimpse just now, the burly man had also realized that Lin Yuan was human. I wonder which 11th rank evolver from our human alliance it is? The shock in the burly man's heart still hadn't dissipated. Had he actually had the fortune to meet an 11th rank evolver today? Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan, after comprehending all the rule of time models, was in good spirits. Right. Xiaqin Supreme being told me to find him once I had understood all the rule of time models. Lin Yuan recalled the instruction from Xiaqin Supreme being. He immediately connected his consciousness to the virtual world. Lofty Evolution Tower world. Xiaqin Supreme being sat upon his throne, his expression subtly changing. That kid wants to see me, could it be? Xiaqin Supreme being's thoughts were complex. How had Lin Yuan comprehended all the rule of time models in such a short time? A moment later, the figure of Lin Yuan appeared. Supreme being. Lin Yuan bowed slightly. You've comprehended all the time models? Even though he had expected it, Xiaqin Supreme being still asked once more. Yes. Lin Yuan nodded. That's why I've come to find the Supreme Being. I see. Xiaqin Supreme Being nodded, appearing calm on the surface, but his heart was anything but serene. Understanding all the time models is still a distance away from fully comprehending the rule of time. I need to ascertain exactly where you are on this path. Xiaqin Supreme Being composed himself and then spoke. Okay. Lin Yuan nodded, curious about how far he was from fully comprehending the rule of time. In that case, I'll have Nalan spar with you solely using the understanding of time rules, Xiaqin Supreme Being said. The simplest method to discern Lin Yuan's position was for them to spar against each other, but as a Supreme Being, Xiaqin naturally wouldn't spar with Lin Yuan himself. Thus he planned to have Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, come and test Lin Yuan. As a grade A Tier 10, poised to comprehend all the rule of time models, Nalan was well suited to gauge Lin Yuan's capabilities. Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, also appeared beside Lin Yuan. Supreme Being. Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, bowed slightly to Xiaqin Supreme Being, somewhat puzzled. Nalan, spar with the Galaxy Master and remember you can only use your understanding of time rules, Xiaqin Supreme Being instructed directly. Spar. With the Galaxy Master? Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, was somewhat shocked. He was a prominent grade A Tier 10, and he was to spar with the 9th rank Galaxy Master? Wasn't that bullying? No matter how powerful the Galaxy Master was, or how against the odds his performance at the 9th rank, he was still just at the 9th rank. What difference did it make if he had opened up billions of spatial layers? Moreover, the Supreme Being meant that they were to spar purely on the basis of the understanding of time rules, so the Galaxy Master couldn't even use his most proficient spatial layers. This was just too much of a bully to the Galaxy Master. Even Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, found it somewhat unbearable. What does the Supreme Being mean by this? Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, thought to himself, could it be that he thinks the Galaxy Master is advancing too smoothly in his cultivation and wants to give him some setbacks and hardships, so he's having me temper the Galaxy Master? Chapter 656 A Little Push, 5,000 words, please subscribe. Tower Master, should we switch to someone else? Nalan glanced at Lin Yuan standing nearby, hesitated for a moment and spoke softly. He still found it somewhat difficult to proceed. Moreover, Nalan felt that there was no need for the Xiaqin Supreme Being to specifically add obstacles for the Galaxy Master. As the strongest genius in the history of human civilization, moving forward unimpeded was the way to be. It's you. No one else is suitable. Xiaqin Supreme Being shook his head. All right. Nalan nodded. The will of a Supreme Being was not to be defied, even if he thought the Supreme Being was wrong. Still, he had to comply when it was time to comply. Galaxy Master, if you can't hold on, remember to admit defeat, Nalan kindly reminded. Although the Xiaqin Supreme Being limited the contest between the two to the rule of time, Nalan believed he was just one step away from realizing all time models. The Galaxy Master was only 9th rank, struggling even to perceive time fluctuations. What proficiency could he have in the rule of time? Under the crushing dominance of the rules, an early surrender by the Galaxy Master would spare him some agony. Understood, Lin Yuan's expression was slightly solemn. Nalan's words put quite a bit of pressure on Lin Yuan. After all, Lin Yuan had first witnessed Nalan's action when he was still at 7th rank. At that time, Nalan stood at the edge of the Heiyuan secret realm, single-handedly suppressing the entire Heiyuan clan from rebelling. If it weren't for the arrival of a mighty insect race, it is likely that the entire Heiyuan clan would have been annihilated by Nalan. Let's begin. Xiaqin Supreme Being waved his right hand. Lin Yuan and Nalan felt the world around them change. Suddenly they found themselves under a desolate starry sky. With the authority of the Xiaqin Supreme Being, moving them to a virtual arena world was just a matter of thought. Galaxy Master, you make the first move, Nalan offered graciously. If it were a battle against a different species, he would naturally take any opportunity to strike first without any hesitation. But Lin Yuan? One reason was that their encounter was merely a spar, not a battle to the death, and as a senior, it was only right to give way a little. The second reason was Nalan confident of his victory. How could a 10th rank, especially a grade A among them, lose to a 9th rank? With such a massive gap in strength, for Nalan to strike first would be somewhat shameful. Beating the weak was one thing, at least giving the opponent a chance to strike was due respect. Remember, go all out. This might be your only chance, Nalan said lightly, reminding him. The confrontation in the realm of the rule of time often happened in an instant, with collisions of different time rules leaving the disadvantaged party almost no chance to resist. Of course, real combat involved many variables, such as using other methods. Being weaker in the rule of time didn't mean being weaker in other tactics. However, the Xiaqin Supreme Being had stipulated that they were only allowed to compete in their understanding of the rule of time. This ensured the battle would not last long, as mere collisions within the time domain rarely resulted in a stalemate. Nalan therefore felt that the Xiaqin Supreme Being was intentionally putting the Galaxy Master at a disadvantage precisely because of this. The rules were too rigid, practically tailor-made for him. All right, Lin Yuan nodded, I will give it my all. Nalan looked pleased. Only after the Galaxy Master had tried his best and found himself utterly unable to match his opponent could he truly learn in terms of the rule of time, being played with like a toy. Galaxy Master, I definitely can't match you in opening spatial layers, but in time? Nalan mused leisurely. Suddenly, just then, Nalan noticed from afar Lin Yuan had somehow vanished. Nalan immediately sensed something was amiss. Has the flow of time changed? Nalan's expression hardened. Whoosh. Nalan raised his hand, releasing a massive burst of time fluctuations, continuously disrupting the time flows around him. Break. Nalan, vaguely realizing something, fully unleashed his understanding of the rule of time, attempting to break free from the various time quagmires enveloping him. Outside. Lin Yuan stood calmly, facing a crystal ball half a meter in diameter, composed entirely of time fluctuations. Inside the crystal ball, Nalan struggled continuously but eventually was caught like in a deep quagmire, embraced by various time quagmires, unable to break free in the realm of time. Having realized all time models, Lin Yuan had woven many time rules and secret techniques through constant combinations of various time models. Among them, the time prison was Lin Yuan's pride, built from intertwining and merging 1,337 time models to establish a corridor of time. These corridors in turn formed a time prison. Any life caught in the time prison, unless their understanding of the rule of time surpassed Lin Yuan's, would be unable to perceive their own time flow, completely reduced to a plaything. After all, the amount of time experienced by the life within the time prison depended entirely on Lin Yuan. With just a thought, Lin Yuan could make the opponent experience a day while the outside world went through a year, or make them experience a year while only a day passed outside. What else could this be if not toying? Of course, there were ways to forcefully break it. Even though Nalin was inferior in time perception to Lin Yuan, if he fully exerted himself, using means other than the rule of time, he could still break free. Chapter 657 Giving You a Push, 5,000 words, please subscribe. _2 The rule of time is not an invincible rule, and it still requires consideration of both parties' overall foundations. But without a doubt, the higher the understanding of the rule of time, the more control one can gain. Take Lin Yuan for example. If he truly fought all out against Nalin, the Deputy Tower Master, not just limited to the domain of time rules. Even if he couldn't beat his opponent with the help of the rule of time, he could still retreat safely. Time prison? Above the virtual arena, the Xiaqin Supreme Being was also observing the time crystal ball floating in front of Lin Yuan. Nalin struggled desperately within the crystal ball, trying to shake the prison, but from beginning to end, the time crystal ball remained as immovable as Mount Tai, without the slightest sway. This kind of secret technique of time, combining over 1,000 rule models, has the effect of trapping enemies and providing stability. Even at the 10th rank level, it's considered profound. The Xiaqin Supreme Being thought to himself while simultaneously gaining a rough estimate of Lin Yuan's understanding of time rules. Without Nalin there, Lin Yuan's mere execution of this secret technique wouldn't demonstrate the many aspects of time prison against an enemy. The Xiaqin Supreme Being wouldn't be able to discern Lin Yuan's true proficiency in the time rules domain. But with Nalin continuously testing within the time prison, the Xiaqin Supreme Being naturally could perceive much more of its essence. All right. Stop. After watching for a while longer, the Xiaqin Supreme Being spoke out. Suddenly, the world yet again transformed, and Lin Yuan was once more back in Xiaqin Supreme Being's personal world. The time crystal ball floated before him. Nalin, the Deputy Tower Master inside it, had stopped struggling, realizing that with his own means and the rule of time, he wouldn't be able to break free. Whoosh! With a mere thought from Lin Yuan, the time crystal ball in front of him collapsed instantly. Nalin's figure grew larger and finally reappeared in the outside world. Out already? To Nalin, it was as if he had been in another era, even though the battle had lasted only a dozen breaths. But inside the time prison he had spent more than 10 minutes. These 10 minutes allowed Nalin to fully comprehend that his entrapment in the large time prison must have been the work of the Galaxy Master. The Xiaqin Supreme Being had asked him to spar with the Galaxy Master. Thus, during the spar his only opponent could be the Galaxy Master. No matter how hard it was for Nalin to believe, he couldn't possibly question a Supreme Being. Galaxy Master. Nalin looked at Lin Yuan with a complex gaze. During the 10 minutes inside the time prison, Nalin had fully witnessed Lin Yuan's methods with the rule of time. Absolutely superior to him, not to mention penetrating the rule of time, at least he had come to understand all the rule models of time delineated by human civilization. This Galaxy Master of 9th rank in the domain of time rules had already surpassed him, a seasoned grade A tier 10. Nalin gave a glance at the Supreme Being, now faintly realizing that the Xiaqin Supreme Being didn't set up the spar to hone the Galaxy Master. Instead, he was using himself as a test subject to probe the Galaxy Master's approximate level in the domain of time rules. You've been very gracious. Lin Yuan cupped his hands and smiled. He didn't know that Nalin hadn't even grasped the rule model of time. In Lin Yuan's mind, Nalin had always been seen through the filter of very strong. Moreover, before their hands-on exchange, Nalin repeatedly admonished him to give it his all. As a result, Lin Yuan didn't give Nalin any chance to resist and directly suppressed him with the time prison. With your 9th rank body, you comprehend the rule of time to such a high degree, I am thoroughly convinced by my defeat. Nalin let out a sigh. Nalin understood that, given Lin Yuan's rate of growth, now leading in time rule understanding, the gap between them would only widen further in the future. All right. Nalan, you may step back now. From his throne, the Xiaqin Supreme Being spoke and glanced over at Nalan. Yes. Nalan immediately bowed and disappeared from the spot. Being defeated by a junior like Lin Yuan, even if Nalan could frankly acknowledge the gap in strength between himself and the Galaxy Master, it was still somewhat embarrassing to stay on. Nalan left. The stage was once again left to Lin Yuan and the Xiaqin Supreme Being. Supreme Being. Lin Yuan bowed slightly. You monster, the Xiaqin Supreme Being shook his head slightly. Lin Yuan's understanding of time rules wasn't insignificant to him. But this depends on whom you're talking about. For an 11th rank life, it is standard. Half of the human civilization's 11th rank evolvers have figured out all the time rule models. For a 10th rank life, it is extremely rare, at least not achieved by someone like Nalan, a grade A tier 10. But for a 9th rank life? To the Xiaqin Supreme Being, it was unheard of, especially considering Lin Yuan's comprehension of time rules went beyond simply understanding all the rule models. Monster? Lin Yuan blinked, considering it a sort of honor that a mighty Supreme Being called him a monster. Did you have me grasp the rule models of time and then summon me here because there's some secret? Lin Yuan asked his doubt directly. There was no need to beat around the bush with the Supreme Being, better to ask directly. Indeed, there's a secret. The Xiaqin Supreme Being nodded. If Lin Yuan had not figured out all the rule models in due time, or say after figuring them all out was still far from a deep understanding of time rules, the Xiaqin Supreme Being would not have said much. Chapter 658 Chapter 658 Chapter 5 Pushing You Forward, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _3 But at this moment Lin Yuan's performance had given Xiaqin Supreme Being a glimpse of hope. The hope that Lin Yuan had grasped the rule of time while being a 9th rank. You should know, the earlier you comprehend the rule of time, making your inner world independent, the greater the benefits, Xiaqin Supreme Being began. Right. I know this. Lin Yuan nodded. In the history of human civilization, there were occasionally freaks who understood the rule of time at the 10th rank. That's why Lin Yuan knew that comprehending the rule of time at the 10th rank, then advancing to tier 11, would reap much greater benefits than not comprehending it, with the inner world undergoing a transformation. As for comprehending the rule of time at the 9th rank, there were no corresponding cases in the history of human civilization, but that did not prevent Lin Yuan from speculating. If comprehending the rule of time at the 10th rank would provide an additional opportunity for transformation of the inner world, then doing so at the 9th rank would surely offer 2 additional opportunities upon advancing to the 10th and 11th ranks, wouldn't it? Then do you know what specific benefits are, and why the inner world undergoes a transformation? Xiaqin Supreme Being asked, smiling. I don't know. Lin Yuan shook his head. He was only aware of the benefits but not what they specifically were. The information he had accessed did not elaborate, likely involving some secretive aspects of human civilization. Even 8th rank citizenship access wasn't sufficient to view it all. Well, we need to talk about the breakthrough from the 10th rank to 11th rank of an evolver, and what difference it makes whether the inner world is independent or not, Xiaqin Supreme Being said, pausing briefly before continuing. If a 10th rank evolver has not comprehended the rule of time, the inner world lacks a temporal pillar and is dependent on the main universe, remaining merely an affiliated world. Affiliated worlds, when undergoing a great realm breakthrough, communicate with the origin sea of the main universe. At that time, the main universe will actively open the entrance to the origin sea, pouring a massive amount of origin power to help the inner world grow rapidly. However, if the inner world is already independent, possessing a temporal pillar and also a spatial pillar, it can be considered an independent world. Even if this independent world is insignificant compared to the main universe, it is still independent and theoretically at the same tier as the main universe, possessing separate pillars of time and space. Hence, when such independent worlds go through a great realm breakthrough, they are not receiving the origin from the main universe but the origin from the chaos void. Xiaqin Supreme Being looked at Lin Yuan. So that's how it is, Lin Yuan mused thoughtfully. The chaos void, no doubt more vast than the universe, makes its origin more precious than that of the universe. If ranked from highest to lowest, it would definitely be the chaos void above the universe above the affiliated world. Once an affiliated world becomes temporally and spatially independent, it will stand equal to the universe, jointly receiving gifts from the chaos void. Typically, Most Supremes can only dream of receiving gifts from the Chaos Void when they strive for the ultimate being at Tier 11. Because understanding the rule of time usually happens at this tier. The gifts and transformations that only Supremes enjoy could be experienced at the 10th rank. Imagine how significant the assistance would be. Moreover, if Lin Yuan grasped the rule of time at the 9th rank, he would enjoy the Chaos Void's gifts even sooner. The origin bestowed by the Chaos Void will greatly stabilize the inner world and elevate its essence, transitioning towards an inner universe. Of course, even if you do comprehend the rule of time, rendering the inner world independent, the challenge of breaking through to Tier 11, due to your own realm and strength, won't allow for a full transformation of the inner world into an inner universe all at once. But with this foundation and core in place, future breakthrough to the ultimate will be notably less challenging, Xiaqin Supreme being said slowly. This is akin to distributing the future pressure of striving for the ultimate into the present, enhancing the likelihood of stepping into the 12th rank. So far, Lin Yuan had only heard of two methods that could increase the odds of striving for the ultimate. One is to spread the path of his own evolution. The other is to enlighten chaos rules. As for the fusion of time and space rules, that's a prerequisite for striving for the ultimate. Without achieving the fusion of time and space, one can't even step over the threshold of striving for the ultimate. Xiaqin Supreme being, actually, I might not be able to comprehend the rule of time at the 9th rank, Lin Yuan said after contemplation. With his against heaven's understanding, coupled with treasures like the miniature universe for comprehension, Lin Yuan was somewhat confident in comprehending the rule of time at the 9th rank. But confident? Not so much. Lin Yuan had even prepared himself to comprehend the rule of time at the 10th rank. It's important to know that comprehending the rule of time is even harder than advancing to Tier 11. Many 11th rank evolvers haven't comprehended the rule of time. Lin Yuan wanting to grasp the rule of time at the 9th rank was nothing he could guarantee. What if he failed? Wouldn't that be a slap to his own face? I know you're unsure about comprehending it, Xiaqin Supreme being didn't seem surprised at all. Unless they are innate temporal beings who can guarantee they can definitely grasp the rule of time. That's why I asked you to work out all the rule models of time before coming to me. Aside from gauging your general perception of time, it was to give you a push. Xiaqin Supreme being looked at Lin Yuan with a smile. I push. Lin Yuan was momentarily stunned. Understanding the rule of time is an extremely personal matter. Everyone's understanding of the rule of time differs, and it's not something that can be forcefully taught. Even miraculous items like the miniature universe can only reduce the difficulty Lin Yuan faces in perceiving the rule of time. As for giving a push, Lin Yuan had never before considered this possibility. The many treasures and methods left by the demonic Jade Tower Master and Shen Huang had never mentioned pushing someone to comprehend the rule of time. Yes. Next, I'm going to take you to see, Xiaqin Supreme being spoke calmly, the full extent of the river of time. Chapter 659 Pushing You Forward, 5,000 words, please subscribe. _3 But at this moment Lin Yuan's performance had given Xiaqin Supreme being a glimpse of hope. The hope that Lin Yuan had grasped the rule of time while being a 9th rank. You should know the earlier you comprehend the rule of time, making your inner world independent, the greater the benefits, Xiaqin Supreme being began. Right. I know this. Lin Yuan nodded. In the history of human civilization, there were occasionally freaks who understood the rule of time at the 10th rank. That's why Lin Yuan knew that comprehending the rule of time at the 10th rank, then advancing to Tier 11, would reap much greater benefits than not comprehending it, with the inner world undergoing a transformation. As for comprehending the rule of time at the 9th rank, there were no corresponding cases in the history of human civilization, but that did not prevent Lin Yuan from speculating. If comprehending the rule of time at the 10th rank would provide an additional opportunity for transformation of the inner world, then doing so at the 9th rank would surely offer 2 additional opportunities upon advancing to the 10th and 11th ranks, wouldn't it? Then do you know what specific benefits are, and why the inner world undergoes a transformation? Xiaqin Supreme being asked, smiling. I don't know. Lin Yuan shook his head. He was only aware of the benefits but not what they specifically were. The information he had accessed did not elaborate, likely involving some secretive aspects of human civilization. Even 8th rank citizenship access wasn't sufficient to view it all. Well, we need to talk about the breakthrough from the 10th rank to 11th rank of an evolver, and what difference it makes whether the inner world is independent or not, Xiaqin Supreme being said, pausing briefly before continuing. If a 10th rank evolver has not comprehended the rule of time, the inner world lacks a temporal pillar and is dependent on the main universe, remaining merely an affiliated world. Affiliated worlds, when undergoing a great realm breakthrough, communicate with the origin sea of the main universe. At that time, the main universe will actively open the entrance to the origin sea, pouring a massive amount of origin power to help the inner world grow rapidly. However, if the inner world is already independent, possessing a temporal pillar and also a spatial pillar, it can be considered an independent world. Even if this independent world is insignificant compared to the main universe, it is still independent and theoretically at the same tier as the main universe, possessing separate pillars of time and space. Hence, when such independent worlds go through a great realm breakthrough, they are not receiving the origin from the main universe but the origin from the chaos void. Your comprehension is against the heavens, observing the river of time, your understanding of the rule of time rapidly increases. Your comprehension is against the heavens, observing the river of time, your understanding of the rule of time rapidly increases. Your comprehension is against the heavens, observing the river of time, your understanding of the rule of time rapidly increases. For a time, a large amount of understanding regarding the rule of time filled Lin Yuan's mind. Compared to the rule of time in the miniature universe, the river of time before his eyes was manifold more vast, encompassing countless lives. When Lin Yuan tried looking towards the river's past, he noticed that the tumultuous surface occasionally saw the leaping of several big fish. Those big fish only maintained their presence on the river's surface for a few moments before falling back down, nowhere near being observed from Lin Yuan's bird's-eye view of the river of time. Those big fish must be lives that have comprehended the rule of time, able to briefly leap out of the water, but it's just a brief leap, Lin Yuan thought to himself. After watching the past of the river of time for a while, Lin Yuan turned his head to look towards where the river was flowing to, the future. I can't see clearly, Lin Yuan wasn't surprised. The past is certain, the future is not. Every instant could give rise to different futures. Even supreme beings as powerful as they are, capable of swimming upstream to the past, cannot follow the current downward to the distant future. If a supreme being dared to do so, they would most likely become lost in the endless timelines, causing them to never return to the present. Lin Yuan continued to observe the river of time. Lin Yuan noticed the towering figure standing beside him. At this moment, he was by the riverbank of the river of time, shielded by the towering figure. And that towering figure was the Xiaqin Supreme Being. Without reaching the level of a Supreme Being, one cannot step out of the river of time to the riverbank. It's an ironclad rule, as permanent as the complete obliteration of lives that have passed away. To break such a rule, even a Supreme Being would have to pay a price. A Supreme Being wanting to resurrect a life that had already died in the past needs to withstand backlash from the universe. Now, for the Xiaqin Supreme Being to bring Lin Yuan to the shore, he must also be paying a similar price. Lin Yuan had a feeling that the price the Xiaqin Supreme Being had to pay might be far more severe than resurrecting some dead life. Otherwise, why hadn't he heard about Supreme Beings being able to take someone out of the river of time? After all, resurrection of the dead is something that even fairly powerful evolvers have heard about. But taking someone out of the river of time? At least for Lin Yuan this was a first. Besides, just now the Xiaqin Supreme Being repeatedly probed Lin Yuan, even having Nailin, the Vice Tower Master, test Lin Yuan's approximate grasp of the rule of time. Everything indicated that taking someone out of the river of time, even for a Supreme Being, required careful consideration. Lin Yuan continued to observe everything about the river of time, his gaze now starting to look towards other spots on the riverbank. Soon, Lin Yuan saw another towering figure, burly and towering, who simply by standing seemed to embody endless power, the ultimate force capable of shattering everything. Chapter 660 River of Time, 5,000 words, please subscribe. The full aspect of the River of Time? Lin Yuan gazed at the Xiaqin Supreme Being seated on the throne. In the chaos void, universes upon universes, the mighty power of time swept over everything like a long river. All things in the universe rested within the river of time, and apart from Supreme Beings who could step out of the river of time, all other life had to endure the scouring of the river. This scouring referred to the limits of lifespan, even for those who had comprehended the rule of time. They could only briefly leap out of the river of time but would ultimately fall back and still age and die. Lin Yuan had always believed that the river of time was a metaphorical description, but now the Xiaqin Supreme Being offered to show him the full aspect of the river of time? It somewhat took Lin Yuan by surprise. The river of time? has a full aspect? Everyone's understanding of the rule of time differs. The rule of time I comprehend may not suit you, therefore, it'll take you to see the river of time with your own eyes, and whatever you gain from it will be up to you. The Xiaqin Supreme Being smiled faintly. The next moment, Lin Yuan had yet to reply. But he felt a strand of his spirit will suddenly break free of some kind of shackles and arrive in a mysterious space. This isn't the main universe, is it? Lin Yuan, who had a deep understanding of the rule of time, was certain that this mysterious space was significantly different from the main universe, like a little fish that had left the river. This strand of spirit will could no longer sense any fluctuations of the rule of time. Lin Yuan struggled to look around and saw innumerable streams surging below. The streams here were formed from the extremely pure power of time, rolling mightily from the past towards the future, as if nothing could stop them. Is this the river of time? Lin Yuan was shocked. In the depths of the river, he could faintly see different fish swimming about. Some fish were large, nearly spanning half the width of the river, while others were tiny, barely noticeable. But all the fish were within Lin Yuan's observation, yet they seemed completely unaware of his gaze. It was as if a two-dimensional world could not perceive the observation of life from outside the painting. The fish in the river were the same. The river of time. This is the river of time. Lin Yuan was overwhelmed with excitement, frantically observing the scene before him. As he continued to observe, Lin Yuan's understanding of the rule of time was improving at a terrifying rate. This place was the river of time, where the rule of time was most directly observable. Normally, any life qualified to overlook the river of time would have already mastered the rule of time. Those not qualified to step out of the river of time could not comprehend the rule of time. But with Xiaqin Supreme Being's help, Lin Yuan had broken this ironclad rule. Time slowly passed. For how long he did not know. It's about time for you to go back. Xiaqin Supreme Being's words sounded, and Lin Yuan felt this fragment of his spirit will rapidly begin to fade. On the Milky Way main star, Lin Yuan suddenly opened his eyes. Am I back? Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, his mood uneasy for a long time. Who could have thought that he had just overlooked the entire flow of the river of time? As a ninth-rank life, breaking free from the constraints of the river of time, even if only briefly, that too was an unprecedented great opportunity. I even saw the true bodies of many supreme beings? Lin Yuan thought to himself. He had always been unclear about what supreme beings truly were. Even if there were images of supreme beings fighting each other on large-scale battlefields, Lin Yuan was still baffled and unable to comprehend. The gambits between supreme beings involved levels too high. Without reaching that height, one couldn't even make sense of what they were watching. Xiaqin Supreme Being finally told me to come back. His voice seemed somewhat weak. Lin Yuan did not know how much had been paid by the Supreme Being to take him out of the river of time. But just from the tone, carrying hints of much, he knew that the price paid was absolutely not small. I wonder if I could step into being a Supreme Being. Lin Yuan reminisced about that feeling of breaking free from the river of time, a sense of unprecedented freedom. Even with Lin Yuan's many foundations, it was still not guaranteed that he could become a Supreme Being. Even mastering the legendary chaos rules would only be greatly beneficial to turning into a Supreme Being. Whether or not he could finally step into it was another matter altogether. The birth of each Supreme Being was not an inevitability. My current understanding of the rule of time, Lin Yuan carefully felt the changes within himself. Having gone to the banks of the river of time, Lin Yuan gained a whole new understanding of the rule of time, a view starkly different from the past, only possible for those who had personally observed the entirety of the river of time. Time, it's wonderful. Lin Yuan stretched out his hands and strands of time fluctuation seemed to be stirred up, forming slight ripples of time. I am now not too far from mastering the rule of time, Lin Yuan breathed out softly, thinking to himself. Logically speaking, before mastering the rule of time, no evolver dared claim with certainty they could comprehend the rule of time. Because the rule of time is so vast, without reaching that step, no one would be sure if they could master it. Chapter 661 River of Time, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _to Ancient Power Supreme Being? Lin Yuan, although he had not seen this Supreme Being of human civilization with his own eyes, had a strong feeling that the other party was the Ancient Power Supreme Being. And this tall and sturdy figure seemed to sense Lin Yuan's gaze, lowered his head to meet his eyes, and vaguely revealed benevolence. Lin Yuan continued to look into the distance. One by one, the towering figures of the supreme beings of human civilization appeared. Feather Butterfly Supreme Being, Void God Supreme Being, and so on. All the supreme beings standing on the banks of the river of time were immensely towering. Lin Yuan spotted the 10th supreme being. This supreme being was not one of human civilizations. Shrouded in a dark mist, Lin Yuan had merely glanced at him momentarily before being noticed by the individual. Umph. A faint snort came, causing Lin Yuan's expression to slightly change, and at that moment, Xiaqin Supreme Being, who was standing beside and shielding Lin Yuan, raised his right hand, causing the snort to completely disappear. That Supreme Being harbors great malice towards me. Lin Yuan dared not continue watching and could only look elsewhere as much as possible. The towering figure shrouded in dark mist stood on the banks of the river of time, coldly watching Xiaqin Supreme Being in the distance. At any cost, taking an ant who hasn't even grasped the rule of time out of the river of time is utterly foolish. The towering figure silently thought to himself. The cost required for such actions was terrifying. Almost every moment was comparable to the cosmic backlash endured from resurrecting dozens of 11th rank powerhouses. Xiaqin Supreme Being did this, risking a considerable period in the future where he might not be able to maintain his peak combat power. Human civilization. The towering figure's thoughts fluctuated. The rise of human civilization was the fastest among all the peak clans. The main reason was the unity among its people, who, even as supreme beings, would not hesitate to pay a price to help talented juniors within their clan. To other supreme beings this was utterly inconceivable. To let a supreme being itself pay a price for a mere life below the ultimate? Is it worth it? For most supreme beings, the clans are merely vassals. The individual supreme beings are everything. Lin Yuan's fragment of spirit will continue to look into the distance. He saw more towering figures symbolizing supreme beings. Some of these towering figures were indifferent to Lin Yuan's gaze, some showed benevolence, and more displayed dissatisfaction, all of which were blocked by Xiaqin Supreme Being. For instance, while practicing Step of Spacetime, understanding would often lead to insights into some essence of the rule of time, which fed back into the comprehension of the rule of time. And deeper understanding of the essence of the rule of time could also stimulate the understanding of Step of Spacetime. After observing the entire scope of the river of time, I have a deeper grasp of this secret technique. Lin Yuan stepped forward, instantly appearing at another end of the Shenhuang secret realm, his expression showing enlightenment. Step of Spacetime, named after spacetime, naturally involves aspects of the rule of time. In fact, what enabled Lin Yuan to cover millions of light years in one step through Step of Spacetime was the unbreakable application of the rule of time. The power erupting from the fusion of time and space far exceeded Lin Yuan's expectations. In the deepest parts of the Shenhuang secret realm, a six-armed silhouette was sitting cross-legged there. As the consciousness of the secret realm, nothing happening inside escaped his control, although Lin Yuan, having refined the core of the secret realm, held power over life and death over him. Master's mastery in Step of Spacetime has advanced so much? The six-armed silhouette saw Lin Yuan continuously reappearing at different spots in the Shenhuang secret realm and was somewhat dumbfounded. He clearly sensed that Lin Yuan was covering great distances, not by virtue of his permissions within the Shenhuang secret realm, but through instantaneous shifting using Step of Spacetime. But was this not incredible? To reach such a level of Step of Spacetime, while not fully comprehending the rule of time, was not far off. Yet this new master of the Shenhuang secret realm was only at the 9th rank life level. 9th rank life, and yet already so close to fully comprehending the rule of time. What would those at the 10th rank life, 11th rank life think? The six-armed silhouette found it incredibly unbelievable. Lin Yuan was making rapid progress in practicing the mysterious yellow strike secret technique. After all, some individuals are just adept at practicing certain secret techniques, but Step of Spacetime? To advance in this secret technique relied on genuine rule comprehension, with no shortcuts or tricks. His Majesty once said, "The earlier the rule of time is comprehended, the better." To penetrate the rule of time during the 10th rank life stage is already an extremely rare peerless genius among the chaos void. But looking at the master's current pace of comprehension, it is very likely that he could penetrate the rule of time during the 9th rank. The six-armed silhouette suddenly recalled some words previously spoken by Shenhuang. According to Xuanhuang's intentions, aside from certain innate temporal beings, for acquired beings, comprehending the rule of time at the 10th rank was already quite remarkable. As for the 9th rank, After all, the essence of the ancient god evolution path is to imitate ancient gods as closely as possible, and those ancient gods in the depths of the cosmic starry sky are essentially 11th rank life forms. Having such powerful beings as models, there are virtually no shackles in the early stages of cultivation. Once the contamination by ancient gods is overcome, one might indeed say the path ahead is smooth sailing. Being the steward of the 13 peaks of the Red Kuan lineage, Fang Qing enjoyed good treatment and benefits. Plus, the special nature of the ancient god evolution path is why he managed to step into the 6th rank in less than a century. Yes, Galaxy Master, my master is indeed Fang Qing, stated the white-bearded old man immediately. Fang Qing, he's had an accident. The white-bearded old man spoke urgently. Fang Qing had an accident? Lin Yuan's eyebrows furrowed. Just ask around a little, and who in human civilization doesn't know about Fang Qing's relationship with him? Even if Fang Qing truly offended someone or committed an unforgivable mistake, they would first get in touch with Lin Yuan. So the reason for Fang Qing's trouble must not be from within human civilization. As for external sources, those different species, what do they gain by targeting Fang Qing? To threaten Lin Yuan? Fang Qing did indeed have a good relationship with Lin Yuan, but it was just that good. To threaten Lin Yuan? They might as well have targeted Lin Yuan's parents or loved ones instead. Galaxy Master, 1 hour ago, Fang Qing was cultivating when he suddenly passed out. All his life signs are there and his soul fluctuation is normal, but his spirit will, it's gone. The white-bearded old man rapidly explained Fang Qing's condition. Spirit will gone? Lin Yuan's expression turned slightly grave. What's most important for a life form? The body? The soul? No. The spirit will is most important. The spirit will bears the true spirit, the most fundamental essence of life. Every time Lin Yuan used the door to the myriad realms to travel, what he left behind was his spirit will. Normally speaking, to determine whether a life form is dead, the spirit will is what one relies on. Galaxy Master, do you think Fang Qing is dead? The white-bearded old man asked with a trembling voice. It took him great effort to cultivate Fang Qing, and his former master's enmity had not been avenged. Now Fang Qing was dead? Besides, after so many years of being together, the white-bearded old man had developed feelings for Fang Qing. If Fang Qing had truly died, it would be a blow to him. Intelligent life can also develop emotions. Fang Qing is not dead. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The moment he learned of Fang Qing's incident, he followed the cause and effect connection he had with Fang Qing and perceived it. The causal line related to Fang Qing was still there, which means Fang Qing had not died. However, my ancestor said that Tuoba ancient god has a bad temper. Before meeting Tuoba ancient god again, my ancestor wants to meet you, Galaxy Master, Mudwa Traveler said. No problem, Lin Yuan nodded. The meeting would definitely take place in a temporarily built virtual world, so Lin Yuan's safety need not be worried about. Very soon, another chubby figure appeared. In comparison with Mudwa Traveler, this chubby figure exerted much more pressure on Lin Yuan. Xizhong ancient god was pleased. He was looking forward to this very word from Lin Yuan. I will contact Tuoba ancient god right away. Xizhong ancient god did not forget to take care of official business. A moment later, a virtual network space temporarily constructed here revealed a gaunt figure. This gaunt figure faintly exuded an indescribable aura, and his face was blurred, making it impossible to discern his features clearly. Tuoba, you've arrived. Xizhong ancient god looked towards the gaunt figure and immediately introduced, this is the Galaxy Master. As I've told you, the spirit will you took belongs to a friend of the Galaxy Master. From my point of view, it's not strictly necessary for you, is it? Xizhong ancient god said. Galaxy Master, Tuoba ancient god did not regard Xizhong ancient god but scrutinized Lin Yuan and said with a smile, even an old fellow like me has heard of the repute of the Galaxy Master. Quite remarkable indeed. It's just a reputation. Lin Yuan shook his head and said, without becoming a supreme being and escaping the river of time, no matter how exceptional the talent, it holds little significance. It's different, Galaxy Master. You have the backing of human civilization and 9 supreme beings favor you. Your hope to make the ultimate leap in the future is much greater than for us old fellows. Tuoba ancient god spoke. With the Galaxy Master's talent and qualifications, you will undoubtedly receive the highest attention and resources from human civilization, something those of us without a tribe can only envy. The ultimate leap? It seems too distant for me. Lin Yuan's brow slightly furrowed. He was currently only 9th rank with the 10th rank ahead, and then the 11th rank after that. With 2 great realms to cross, Lin Yuan was indeed far from making the ultimate leap. Tuoba ancient god. I'll speak plainly, Lin Yuan thought for a moment and then said, the spirit will you took belongs to a good friend of mine. Just return it to me and we can discuss terms. Lin Yuan had never thought to have Tuoba ancient god return Fang Qing's spirit will unconditionally. But the cost was probably not much, just a 6th rank live spirit will after all, with Xizhong ancient god also present to facilitate. Plus, with the deterrence of human civilization. Lin Yuan was not only an unparalleled genius but also had the support of human civilization behind him. Terms good, let's talk terms. Tuoba ancient god looked at Lin Yuan and said, you must have heard from Xizhong my lifespan is not much left. If I continue to wait, I'll probably have to forcefully make the ultimate leap, Tuoba ancient god slowly said. But making the ultimate leap, I'm not very confident, Tuoba ancient god shook his head, so my condition is, Galaxy Master, as long as you provide an item that can increase my chances of a successful ultimate leap, I will hand over that spirit will to you. An item that increases the chances of a successful ultimate leap. Lin Yuan was slightly stunned. This Tuoba ancient god really dared to make a bold request to ask for such a thing? The ultimate leap? That is the highest goal of all evolving life forms, an item that could boost the chances of a successful ultimate leap? How incredibly precious was that? Tuoba, have you lost your mind? Xizhong ancient god was somewhat dumbfounded. He never expected Tuoba ancient god would dare to voice such demands. Anyway, the condition stands, Galaxy Master, if you can provide it, then we trade. Tuoba ancient god smiled. I believe in your abilities, Galaxy Master. You will surely satisfy me. With a faint smile, the Tuoba ancient god said, to us indeed, it is just a 6th rank life, but I have made clear inquiries. That Fang Qing had been gracious to the River Star Lord. The River Star Lord is too young. He probably places great importance on favors. Anyway, I just casually mentioned it. It doesn't matter if the negotiation breaks down. The Tuoba ancient god said, unconcerned. Although he also thought the chances were slim that the River Star Lord would produce a treasure to enhance the chance of reaching the ultimate. What if he did? If the River Star Lord was so inclined, it would be a great opportunity for him. Even if, in the end, the River Star Lord truly couldn't produce anything, he could continue to make other demands. After all, Fang Qing's spirit will was in his hands, and he could manipulate the River Star Lord at any time. By doing this, aren't you afraid of offending the River Star Lord, offending human civilization? After a moment of silence, the Xizhong ancient god spoke. After this incident, regardless of the final outcome, the Tuoba ancient god would have completely offended the River Star Lord. To have completely offended the River Star Lord was tantamount to having offended human civilization. I don't have much life left. What is there to be afraid of? Said the Tuoba ancient god lightly. Within 1,000,000 years I will attempt to reach the ultimate. At that time, if I fail, everything about my existence will be erased. What difference would offending 10 River Star Lords make? If I succeed, then I will be a supreme being. No matter how furious the River Star Lord is, what can he do? The Tuoba ancient god shook his head and continued, Xizhong, for the long years, you have been befriending various geniuses, which I find meaningless. Without becoming a supreme being, what's the use of having so many connections? What I do has nothing to do with you, the Xizhong ancient god retorted as he looked at Tuoba. Tuoba, I'm asking you again, do you really want to stand against the River Star Lord? I advise against doing so. The potential of the River Star Lord is the greatest I have ever seen. Your actions could lead to endless troubles, the Xizhong ancient god said earnestly. The greatest potential? I will attempt the ultimate within 1,000,000 years. Could it be that the River Star Lord could reach the ultimate within 1,000,000 years? The Tuoba ancient god sneered, Xizhong, stop trying to mediate. I, Tuoba, have got a firm grasp on the River Star Lord. We special beings stand high above all. Why should we be concerned with the likes of the River Star Lord? Even if the River Star Lord seeks the help of a supreme being from human civilization, I can simply swear allegiance to the insect race Tianyu clan. They are more than capable of ensuring my safety. The Tuoba ancient god had considered everything. Even if the River Star Lord's talent was monstrous, he was not a supreme being. Chapter 666 Secret Realm Closure, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. How could I possibly have any? Xizhong ancient god sighed. Even if he did have them, he wouldn't bring them out. Lin Yuan left the temporarily constructed virtual network world and returned to his personal space. This Tuoba ancient god, he sees me as a fat sheep ready to be slaughtered heavily. Lin Yuan sat down and thought to himself. Anyone could see that the conditions proposed by Tuoba ancient god were too excessive, but he was indeed using Fang Qing's spirit will as leverage against Lin Yuan. The intelligence reports describe Tuoba ancient god as proud and irritable. Now it seems he also has quite the nerve, Lin thought, daring to threaten him so blatantly. Lin Yuan had hardly ever encountered such a situation. It is true, Tuoba ancient god has no need to fear me. In the eyes of most powerhouses, my limit is the 11th rank. As for the ultimate? Stepping into the ultimate has nothing to do with talent or qualifications, Lin Yuan thought. As an 11th rank, Tuoba, a special life form, had no reason to fear an 11th rank of human civilization. As for Lin Yuan breaking various myths and creating miracles at the 8th and 9th ranks? With higher levels, achieving what he did at the 8th and 9th ranks would become exponentially harder. Could Lin Yuan, able to kill peers like slaughtering chickens at the 8th and 9th ranks, still do so after ascending to the 11th rank? Killing an 11th rank powerhouse like slaughtering chickens, that was a method only a supreme being possessed. Even some special 11th rank lives have some resistance against supreme beings. For instance, the Mother of the Tree Realm, definitely one of the strongest 11th rank lives. A moment later, Xizhong ancient god took the initiative to contact Lin Yuan. Galaxy Master, I'm sorry I couldn't persuade Tuoba. Xizhong ancient god said, somewhat ashamed. He hadn't expected Tuoba ancient god to be so mad, proposing any kind of conditions. Tuoba has little lifespan left and will soon be forced to attempt the ultimate, grasping at any hope to boost his chance. At this time when you see him, Xizhong ancient god sighed. If it were billions of years earlier he would be confident enough to persuade Tuoba ancient god by himself, but now? In Tuoba ancient god's eyes, only the ultimate mattered, even if it meant offending one or two supreme beings. I will continue to maneuver around this issue. From what I know about Tuoba, his conditions could still be lowered, Xizhong ancient god said. Understood. Troubling Xizhong ancient god. Lin Yuan nodded. After Xizhong ancient god left, Lin Yuan still sat in the same spot. The conditions could be even lower? Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. From his brief interaction with Tuoba ancient god, he felt the probability wasn't very high. Chapter 669 Lin Yuan's Adventure, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _2 Even if a portion escaped, the vast majority of 9th rank alien race would still perish at the hands of human civilization evolvers. In the eyes of the alliance formed by the insect race, Tianyu clan and other peak clans, their own losses were somewhat mitigated by preserving a portion of their powerful avatars. But the gains on the side of human civilization would be even greater. Seeing this, they decided to go all in. They would rather bear the losses themselves than let human civilization benefit in the slightest. Galaxy Master, this is all because of the Galaxy Master. This particular 9th rank evolver thought of that majestic figure and couldn't help trembling. If it weren't for the absolute force of suppression from the Galaxy Master, how could so many 9th ranks be forced into such a dire situation by a mere 9th rank evolver from human civilization? However, I've hidden all my secret treasure weapons and fortunes in a hidden corner of the secret realm, hoping they will still be there the next time the secret realm opens. This particular 9th rank evolver thought to himself that without his secret treasure weapons, his combat power would plummet, and the probability of breaking through the blockade of human civilization and escaping was next to nil. The main issue was that the Xianhuang secret realm exerted an exceedingly strong spatial constriction, greatly impairing their best skills of teleportation and spatial movement. Moreover, after entering the peripheral area, the nearby space had to be stable in order for one to be ejected. As for hiding the treasure weapons in the inner area and then attempting to forcefully break through the blockade of human civilization, the corpses of 9th rank beings are also precious resources, especially those of special life forms, which are valued in terms of millions of cubic universe crystals. Time passed. Another half a year went by. In the peripheral area of the Xianhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan and other 9th rank evolvers from human civilization were successfully ejected at the very last moment of the secret realm's closure. Whoosh! Lin Yuan's figure appeared under the starry sky. Gradually, other 9th rank evolvers from human civilization started to appear next to him. Galaxy Master, I'll be taking my leave first. If it weren't for the Galaxy Master on this expedition to the secret realm, how could our human civilization have dominated those different species? Ha ha, it was truly exhilarating. One after another, the 9th rank evolvers from human civilization bid goodbye to Lin Yuan before leaving on their own. Lin Yuan also merged into the depths of the spatial layers, flying toward the direction of the Milky Way main star. Individually, one or two weapons might not seem much. But when added together, the secret treasure weapons of over 8,000 9th rank different species totaled close to 20,000, all belonging to secret treasure weapons of 9th rank level. The sheer value astonished Lin Yuan. Lucky my true spiritual body can cultivate the primordial yellow physique, otherwise it would take who knows how long to bring these out. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Like the corpses of the 9th rank different species, the nearly 20,000 secret treasure weapons in front of Lin Yuan could not be taken out either, as each had its own unique characteristics. Once taken out, there was a risk of being recognized. This, in turn, could expose Lin Yuan's identity as the master of the Xianhuang secret realm. Other than using them for the cultivation of the primordial yellow physique, Lin Yuan had other uses for these bodies and secret treasure weapons. Any life form that approached would be swiftly detected by Lin Yuan. Given the special nature of the black planet, even Lin Yuan couldn't forcibly move it. Other 9th and 10th rank powerhouses trying to stealthily transfer the black planet was tantamount to a fool's dream. Chapter 673 Mysterious Black Planet, 5,000 words. Please subscribe. _3 Lin Yuan left behind a surveillance method, primarily as a warning function. Besides preventing other life forms from approaching, its most important role was to lock onto the position of the black planet. The universe as a whole is constantly moving, and countless planets are no exception. Lin Yuan was worried that he might not pay attention for a moment and the black planet would wander off on its own. Of course, this possibility was remote. Though planets are always in motion, true, Lin Yuan had already leased more than 10 light-years of the surrounding star domain. Given the slow speed of the black planet's movement, it wouldn't shift even 1 light-year in a million or 10 million years. So, the Taiyang Divine Spirit returned to the Milky Way main star. In the Star Lord's Great Hall, Lin Yuan's true body and the Taiyang Divine Spirit sat facing each other. Rustle, rustle. The numerous Xianhuang crystals and weapon treasures were all handed over to his true body by the Taiyang Divine Spirit. At the same time, the mysterious gourd also landed in the hands of the Taiyang Divine Spirit. After the 9th transit, Lin Yuan, within the shuttle worlds, made great progress in absorbing the liquid inside the mysterious gourd. Yet the Taiyang Divine Spirit and the other Divine Spirits had yet to absorb the liquid within the gourd to push their inner worlds to the upper limit. Over 20 years. The size of Lin Yuan's inner world had expanded to 12 billion square miles, and the absorption of the seventh drop of purple liquid was nearly half complete. 1 month later, the Taiyang divine spirit's inner world reached its limit. He then went to the battlefields of different races, exchanging places with the Taiyin primordial spirit to continue the enhancement. Virtual world. In his spare time from cultivating enlightenment, Lin Yuan would occasionally connect to the virtual world for relaxation. This day, as Lin Yuan was enjoying delicacies in his personal space, the Black Star Lord invited him to another personal space. Lin Yuan chose to accept. Soon he arrived at a manor filled with ancient charm. The Black Star Lord, the Lustrous Star Master, and the Skeletal Elder, along with several other grade A tier 10s, were chatting there. The Black Star Lord and his acquaintances belonged to a small circle. Only tier 10 grade A could join, and though Lin Yuan was only 9th rank, it was not a big problem for him to reach grade A tier 10 in the future. The Black Star Lord and the others were also happy to invite Lin Yuan. Ha, the Galaxy Master has arrived. The Black Star Lord greeted Lin Yuan with a smile upon his arrival. Though he currently did not need it, listening more could do no harm. Speaking of which, Galaxy Master, you must be about to step into 10th rank as well, the Black Star Lord suddenly inquired. With Lin Yuan's foundation revealed in the Shenhuang secret realm, opening up 2 billion spatial layers, stepping into 10th rank, must be just as simple as eating and drinking. Yes, with Galaxy Master's aptitude, you might even step into tier 11 before us, the Skeletal Elder joked. He spoke offhandedly. With everyone present as grade A tier 10s, it could be that any day now someone would follow Nalan's footsteps, advancing to tier 11 after a single session of seclusion. Lin Yuan was still 9th rank, and even if he stepped into 10th rank he still had a considerable journey ahead. After chatting casually with the Black Star Lord and other friends for a while, Lin Yuan disconnected from the virtual world and resumed his cultivation of enlightenment. Nalan's breakthrough gave Lin Yuan a great deal of motivation. The 2000th Time Rule new model, is it a ring? A serpent ring? Visions of the River of Time in its entirety filled Lin Yuan's mind. Overall, the River of Time flowed ceaselessly from the ancient past towards the distant future. But in reality, in certain sections of the river, time appeared as a serpent ring, with the beginning and end connected. Does that mean time is a closed loop, regardless of where you start, you eventually return to the same point? Lin Yuan thought, as a torrent of insights and spiritual light flooded his mind. With continuous contemplation, Lin Yuan was rapidly advancing his understanding of the rule of time. Your aptitude is against the heavens, gradually understanding the essence of the two major rules, and you begin fusing the two rules. Your aptitude is against the heavens, gradually understanding the essence of the two major rules, and you begin fusing the two rules. Your aptitude is against the heavens, having successfully fused the two major rules. In an instant, a new rule power was born within Lin Yuan. This new rule power was extremely sharp, as if it could tear through endless space. While I was contemplating the rule of time, I ended up creating a kind of fusion rule, one that takes a pillar rule as the core foundation. Lin Yuan was slightly startled but felt joy in his heart. Fusion rules are domains explored by 10th rank life forms. The rules being fused can generally be divided into 3 levels. From the weakest to the strongest, they are the fusion between basic rules. On the core planet, 9th rank evolvers are common, but 10th rank evolvers somewhat catch people's attention. Just then, a commotion suddenly erupted in the distance. The Xinyuan clan leader has arrived. Both the Black Star Lord and the Lustrous Star Master looked up. A man with black hair, dressed in a white robe, quietly descended onto the planet. The Xianyuan clan leader? The leader of the Xianyuan family? One of the strongest evolver families in our human civilization? Also the family established by a direct descendant of a supreme being from our human civilization? The numerous guests started whispering, as several supreme beings of human civilization presided over the 9 great evolution towers and also had their families. And the Xianyuan family is one of the most profound families in human civilization. Its ancestor was a supreme being of human civilization. Xianyuan clan leader greeted Nalan, the Vice Tower Master, personally. The Xianyuan clan leader himself is an 11th rank evolver and had already thoroughly understood the rule of time. Adding to his considerable authority, even Nalan didn't dare show any disrespect. Lin Yuan carefully observed the Xianyuan clan leader. The Black Star Lord did likewise. It was quite rare to get a close look at an 11th rank life who had mastered the rule of time. You should know that a large part of 11th rank lives have not mastered the rule of time. When will I master the rule of time? The Black Star Lord couldn't help but murmur with a sigh. For someone like him, a 10th rank grade A stepping into the 11th rank was somewhat confident, but mastering the rule of time? That felt much more uncertain. Not every 11th rank powerhouse could master the rule of time. And mastering the rule of time holds great significance for any being, as it can slow the passage of their own time, allowing them to live much longer. You should know, surging toward the ultimate for 11th rank powerhouses depends a lot on opportunity. Perhaps this era may not provide the chance to surge toward the ultimate, but if one survives to the next era, then the opportunity may arise. So, living long enough means infinite possibilities. Indeed, Lin Yuan also reflected quietly. Mastering the rule of time for us at this moment is still quite challenging, the lustrous Star Master reasoned pragmatically. Indeed, the Black Star Lord pondered and nodded. They weren't even at tier 11 yet, so what about mastering the rule of time? Learning to run before even learning to walk? Isn't that a bit overly ambitious? Let's not think too much, Galaxy Master, the Black Star Lord said to Lin Yuan. Unbeknownst to him, Lin Yuan sitting beside him was only a step away from mastering the rule of time. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.